Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Yeah, lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. That's right. NERDSoul gaming. It's been a long time. It's been too long, but we're gonna have some fun. We out here playing some games, chilling, talking about the crazy news in the gaming world. And I'm not by myself. Open mind. Say what's up.
What's up, NERDSoul family, gaming community, everybody out there. Good to be back again. Let's get into these shenanigans. These shenanigans.
Oh boy!
If anybody's seen that viral video, the dude sitting on the couch was like, "Hey, you gonna talk about some you ain't never seen?" And then he went all the way off, and then he came down and was like, "Stop it with the shenanigans."
Yo, man, you gotta give it up, man.
We gotta get into the shenanigans.
Let me let's see. I'll throw it on over. Coop in the house. What up?
What up, y'all? Shout out to everybody who's listening on the Blurtish platform. It's been a minute to talk about some games, but we're gonna catch up on that. Because of course in gaming, it never goes away. The topics that happen, they gonna last for a minute. Because the gaming industry is either up, but it's like it'll go up a couple of inches and then it drops back down like a roller coaster. And there's a lot of drop, but there's some positivity too. We're gonna talk about both, but unfortunately, or positively, I don't know. We're gonna talk about some of the big news that y'all done seen in all these big places. Y'all done heard all the grifters do their whining and their fanboys.
Not the grifters be whining.
The grifters, the crying fanboys who this and that. And I ain't gonna tell you one way how to feel this and that, but what I am gonna give you complaints on how you should think. And if y'all know me, y'all know what I've been saying since I've been on this gaming kick. It's bigger than gaming. But we're gonna start soon.
Word up. All right. Let's see. What's on your mind first? What's the first topic you want to roll with?
The wonderful life of Xbox. Is it over? Is it going in a different direction? Big news. Phil Spencer is no longer with the company. His protege, Sarah Bond, is no longer with the company and has been replaced. I don't have her name up. The lady who she got promoted from Core AI of Microsoft. Y'all can pull up her name because I want to mispronounce it. She's of Indian descent, so I gotta get it right. But and then Matt Booty also got promoted. So the reason why I know these names because I listen to a lot of these weird accounts and different things. And I mean, it's not hard to find out who runs what. But basically, I think a lot of people. I'll say this. I think from what I've seen, y'all remember when we talked about this. The moment it happened, the Xbox's everything is anything campaign or whatever.
Okay. I remember that.
Or remember when we say like anything or anything
they were showing the people like gaming on the phone, gaming on Amazon, gaming on the console, and they were like, "This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox."
And that's just to kind of put a little timestamp of when supposedly the problem started or whatever, this and that. So, long story short, a lot of people. Well, I'll start from the top down. Okay, y'all, fanboys, people like that, all the people who are blaming Sarah Bond or even Phil Spencer, of course, lately I see a lot of people scapegoating the black woman who was the protege of Phil Spencer. So she was underneath him, so she couldn't do all this on her own. I just want to say that. Y'all, and Phil Spencer can't do none of this on his own. Remember when he said, only 4 games are coming to PlayStation? Remember how quickly that got changed? And what have we been saying? There's a CEO above Phil Spencer. The CEO is above Sarah Bond. The CEO answers to generally the board and whoever is the governor, however they corporate structure is done. Mr. Xbox, let's just say the board, can tell Xbox brand what to do. It is a brand. It is not a company in the sense that, they get to do what they want to do. I've seen people say silly stuff who don't. You would think that some of these people understand corporate structure because they be all up these corporations, but they have either no understanding or they just saying stuff to say it. Like, because this game, people be thinking, well, the gamers need to be able to run the games because the only gamers know how to run game. Like, y'all,
No, no,
I need y'all
not at
to,
No,
all.
I need y'all to shut up with that rhetoric.
no.
I've
That's
seen people today say only gamers should be allowed to do it, and y'all, it does lead us to, do y'all have her name pulled up? I don't know if anybody wants to say her name. Cool, the new lady for Xbox. I'm not sitting by my computer, so I do want to like give her a
I ain't even going to try to pretend I know her name.
I
All
don't.
right, well,
I don't know her name either.
Miss.
I ain't going to try to pronounce none of that.
So all right, the lady who is now over it, who have taken Phil and Sarah's spot, and she is the person, and with Matt Booty under her. Basically, she apparently, whether she's a gamer or not, she got a background in Instacart, so she knows how to do transactional things, AI, and something else that's also like another transactional thing. So you got people crying like, well, on one hand, you got more people crying like, oh, her profile is fake and this and that, this and that. I don't even care if she played Pac-Man ever in her life. If she knows how to run a company, maybe it might work out, maybe it won't. The problem is these people feel like they have to fake the funk for you people out there, for the gamers who feel like they need to be one of them in this weird parasocial thing
Yeah,
to make you feel good.
I might give credence to the argument that you need to be one of us or close to one of us if you're maybe creating it, or like
They're not creating it.
in the create the, or maybe in the art direction spot. But I mean, let's look at a situation like Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman pretty much knew nothing about X-Men for real, and now everybody want him to live as Wolverine forever. So this idea, or let's keep it in the MCU for a second, then I'll move outside. Remember when Captain America Winter Soldier came out? The Russo brothers had only done, what was it, Community? Community ain't got nothing to do with no Marvel at all. Like, these were some comedian guys from like the kind of pseudo, I guess you could say fake documentary realm, like Office or something like that, or
It's called
Parks and Rec, any of those kind of things.
The mockumentary comedy.
Yeah, the mockumentary kind of stuff. They had nothing to do with nothing. But what happened? We found that there was gold in them there hills. So
and now they worth a whole lot of money.
yeah, so it'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll give
we
you
need
a video
someone who
game
knows
reference.
the nuts and bolts and the dollars and cents of this stuff.
I will give you a video game reference. One of my favorite actors, when he does something, and my mind gonna slip, but he plays the ghoul in Fallout. I know you said that wasn't your thing. I love Fallout.
I know you're talking.
I know who you're talking about. I've seen the show,
No, the dude you talking, the actor
but I don't really watch it.
I don't know why my name is sleep. It's Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins.
Ah,
Walter
there you
Goggins.
because he was
act-
also in the little biker TV show.
Yeah, he was in SOA. He played a wild character.
Oh
there. Y'all
yeah,
wanna look it up. I'm not
another
gonna
show
go
I didn't
into
watch,
it.
but yeah.
He also is famously Uncle Baby Billy. I never watched the Gemstones yet, but I know his sayings, and you'll see him dressed up as a fake. What's that?
A fake preacher.
Fake preacher. Preacher. He kind of like a Jimmy Swagger type.
Yep.
He was like, I don't.
Hey, that dude's funny, bro. That actor,
Man, that dude can act.
himself. He got range, bro. He stayed working.
Broggins will tell you, I ain't never gonna play Fallout. I don't know nothing about the game, but what I'm gonna do is give you these.
But I'm gonna play this role. I'm an actor.
He's like he born to play it. It's like literally everything that he's been working on, he had put into that character, and it's just
He's killing it.
He's killing it. He's kind of a country. He kind of like a not so off-putting Billy Bob Thornton, if that makes sense.
Oh wow!
So he's
in other words, people that's listening, what we're saying is you don't have to be a gamer to run a gaming company.
It's a company.
Just so if I can add just my little 52 cents here. You got Riot Games situation with 2XKO. Okay. And last time me and NERDSoul just did a duo show, we were talking about 2XKO, and NERDSoul said something that's still kind of ringing to this day, is that Who said we want to fight online all the time? The twins are gamers. They've never done a game before, right? Never done anything making the game. They played video games. They work for Riot Games. They put the 2SK out with 12 characters from a game that has 175 characters in its lore, and the game is already dying in 2 months. So the proof is in the pudding that just because you're a gamer don't mean you know what everybody wants, and don't mean you can run on the company effectively, because Riot just laid off a lot of people because of the fact that 2XKO didn't hit the sales numbers or whatever numbers whatever goal they was looking for, they didn't hit it. And the twins were spearheading it. So what we're saying is you can have a background in business that will help you push the product of the video game, because a video game is a product to a bunch of people and actually be effective. And just because you're a gamer is not necessarily means you're going to be successful at making a game and selling a game and doing well with it.
Word on the head. The key word is product. Product has a business cycle, a product cycle, a bringing it to table cycle, or a development cycle. It doesn't matter. We used to say in accounting, cost accounting. That's an actual discipline, a strong discipline of accounting. Widgets and gadgets. Never shout rest in peace to my professor. He used it. He used to say widgets and gadgets. It's in the book. That means it don't matter what you're producing. However, you got to bring it, and its cycle for might be specific, but it has a cost. It has a time. It has, different things that affect it. And that's a generality. As you can get more specific, but I wince at these people in these weird comments, and I wonder if they're bots, or am I being too harsh, or are they real people and they delusional? And I think there's somewhere in the middle, because I think a lot of people buy bots to cause this controversy for likes and follows, and I make sure not to leave. I delete my comments. I'll be like, oh, shut up. But like, you know what? Nah, this may not be reality, but if for the people it is real, let them stay blind to it. And this is why I say, even, I'm going to just say this briefly. Shout out to Milton Davis. A lot of artist people need to study business. Straight up. Yes, a lot of business people cannot do the art you do. But if you produce something and you put your love into it, you need to understand business. I promise you, your life will be better. So it's just, so now this lady's here. Now, I do think she's talking out both sides of her mouth. And this is why I say this. I don't care if she's a gamer or not, or if they faked up her profile. I know exactly. That's salesmanship. It's lying or it's fake, but they have to do it because a lot of the fanboys are stupid. So I get why you do that, unfortunately. But to say that, oh, we're not going to worry about AI slop or whatever. But you are the head of core AI. Make it make sense. So I'm not a big fan of AI. I'm not going to go deep into it. But I understand why in gaming it probably is more of an inevitability than it's not going to happen. I mean, it's already there. Not saying I'm grateful, but these things they're trying to get some way to cut costs, not cut corners per se, but these games have been failing at an alarming rate. Just like you said with 2KXO, these things cost money and human labor. So a lot of people, y'all, I need y'all to understand, it is 2026. It is not the 90s. You cannot necessarily create a game in a year because they're trying to build several different games with several different teams, and it takes time. So I guess the jury is still out, but this is my thoughts on it. I think Xbox as a brand is going to stick around. I think Xbox, the console, is over. I think you'll never see that in-house Xbox handheld ever. I think they may try to reverse course on giving PlayStation all the games. Maybe I think the only thing that triggered that is because the sales numbers were so bad lately with Phil and Sarah. So I'm not taking up for Phil and Sarah say things didn't go bad or whatever. But also, what y'all not gonna do is be like, start saying, "Oh, she was so hard to work with." That was, of course, yes, it might be true. She might have been hard to work with or whatever. But y'all acting like this one black woman.
Well, also, I don't want to hear the hard to work with argument when y'all still worship at the altar of Steve Jobs after everything people said how he was on the work in the workplace. So like, stop it. I
So
don't want to hear it about.
Y'all know what it is, though, right?
I mean, I'm saying it.
It's just
They
basic
hating on her
racism.
because she's a black woman.
Yeah, that's it's just that simple.
They're
It's not
trying
even
to.
it's not even that complicated. It's not even like a conspiracy. It's that simple.
The grifters, about 60. I ain't gonna say all of the grifters, but a lot of them. I'm not even gonna say his name if I remember it, but it was like Retro Abuse or something. One of those biphysical only people or blah 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 types. All that garbage. And it's just like they going through it, and it's like they keep bringing up how Xbox used to make them feel when they were a Mountain Dew wall punching teenager, with Cheetos all on the controller. Y'all not that age no more. Y'all our age. Y'all a little bit younger than us. Y'all may still have like not gray hair on your face, but y'all within 10 years of us, and I know that to be true, or a decade. So you're more than past the age.
Because we can see a good amount of the demographics of these channels, so we know what y'all doing.
We know
who
y'all is. Y'all are at least 30, more like 35 and up. So y'all are trying to sell this narrative that just ain't going back of the problems in America, but y'all like to hone in on this, and it's just look, Xbox, even PlayStation, as we gonna get to some PlayStation problem, but next. But it's not going, the toothpaste is not going back into the tube, y'all. It's not going to only be physical only. And I say this as a person who wish it could be that. But I had to adapt because, for one, I don't like GameStop. Look, God bless my homie Mark, but he ain't lying. If I don't like you, I am not going to support you. I'm not even going to mention your name on these pods. Like if I really hate you, you are a persona non grata. You don't exist. Shout out to them people who was hating on Open Mind on his football show with his dusty asses. But anyway, sorry, excuse me. I hope y'all hear it. Y'all can come blurt y'all want. We can go tell you about yourself because it's ridiculous. But anyway, that's another streamer thing because look,
that's another topic right there.
Look, the people I do right, people ain't gonna give me no love. They'll steal your name. But look, I done had it. But like I said, that's all in business. But it's just that we can't go. We're not going backwards, and unfortunately, it's just how it is. You have all the right to collect and this and that. But why would I want to go get a physical that me and my homie, shout out to my homie William, who worked with me. He's a big tech person, do a lot of tech with him. Get tech advice from him. He's like, games are just now launchers now. Y'all, they keep saying, oh, is it gonna be physical? Games, it don't matter if it's even an indie game. If a server update come out, it can inert your physical game. Not saying that they won't, like it. The cheaper the game is, more likely they're not gonna have a bunch of updates that make your game useless. But for AAA, y'all really gotta drop these arguments.
Like the game AAA is gonna get banned for y'all.
Like it's a launcher.
Can I just add something else to this Xbox thing? We, on one hand, we know that the reason that they're blaming her is because she's black. But let's really talk about why Xbox is even in this position in the first place. Let's go. This and not even to beat up on Phil Spencer, right? Because he has a boss. Okay, he has a boss. The reason that Xbox is where we are right now, basically losing the console war. Let's just say that's what it is. They're losing the console war, or have lost.
They have lost.
Because of your price point. This is simple math. Math was one of my best subjects in school. Just want to let y'all know. Math and language arts and creative writing, my best subjects in high school. I couldn't do the other subjects, kicked my butt. But math, creative writing, and English, the English language, like writing essays and punctuation and all that stuff, that was one of my best subjects. Anytime something doesn't make sense, you trace it back to the money. Look at follow the money.
Yep.
Follow the money.
Like they say on the wire.
In the case of Xbox, the money, you're charging people how much? Because I can go up top of my dome. How much is Game Pass right now?
It's $50 now. And that's been
Game Pass is $50?
The premium part. It's basically priced up enough that it makes no sense to get it if you're not going
A
to play
month.
every single game.
A month.
So it doesn't, like, people was like, oh, you should get Game. I was like, well, I don't play on computer and I have
Listen,
Xbox.
it's $50
It
a
kept going up and
month.
up. It's
$50 a month makes
A
sense
month.
if you're a professional
streaming.
gaming content creator.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Outside of that,
It don't.
I'd have to look at the library, but bruh, unless you have to be like really gaming like every day for me to say
And ain't nobody
$50
got
a
time
month,
for
bruh.
that. And
Even
ain't
if
nobody
you
got
are-
time for gaming like that.
Are you playing every single different game every single day? Or are you playing the same game every day? So
Like,
Even
imagine
if you
this.
playing the same game every day, you ain't got time like that.
yeah, you just don't.
Like, imagine this. Regal as well as AMC. Now, Regal's I would say is better. The only thing is that Regal's popcorn is trash. But anyway, Regal is like $25 a month, whatever. Unlimited movies, unlimited. AMC is 25 or 23 a month, something like that. Because I have it. I think it's 23 a month. I think it's 23 a month. But with that 23 a month, I can see 4 movies a week. Four movies. But y'all want me to pay $50?
Yeah, no.
50?
I mean, and I only watch a
Ooh.
movie every, like, probably an average of every 3 months, and that's being generous.
And
Even
see,
if it
it's
all
good for me
comes-
because I review movies.
Yeah.
But like, still, at least I'm getting 4 movies a week. That's a grip of
I
movies.
review. I just don't have, like, you know me. If it don't pass the trailer, it don't exist. It's just like, all right, well, all right. It's like it's
And
not
see-
like I don't want to do it, but
And that's back to my point about why Xbox really is in this situation ultimately. I mean, just cut out all the noise and all of the distractions that have come about. How did we get here? We got here because of your price points and your lack of content. Okay, you don't have enough games
and
to
be
justify buying an Xbox.
honest, you want to know when they lost? The true of it, and they actually kind of admitted themselves. They lost in the what they call the X-Bone era or the Xbox One. So many people were angry with what they did with Xbox One, where it had to be on. When they really admit that, oh, we want you online all the time. We're kind of worried about being more about entertainment. We want to do these more microtransactions. They lost a lot of people right then and there. That drove them away to probably Steam. A lot of people probably went to PC gaming and joined the ranks there, or they went to PlayStation, or maybe went to Nintendo. Who knows? But a lot of people dropped. It's really the X-Bone era, and they've been trying to deviate ever since then. They actually did a lot of hiding, but those numbers kept coming out. More people got savvy with their reporting. Shout out to Spawnwave. Spawnwave going, whether he could be an Xbox fanboy, but Spawnwave gonna tell the truth, like real journalistic reporting. He gonna pull up them numbers and say, this system is selling, this is it. This is not good. And he gonna
Pete
tell you.
is. Another thing, this whole thing about what's her name, Sarah, the sister that was at Xbox. Basically, this is no different than all these people praising the high heavens that Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Trust me,
Sir.
like trust me, like bruh, they gonna be out here crying because they gonna find out the problem wasn't her. Cause they like, oh, Dave Filoni's in charge. Dave Filoni, oh, Kathleen Kennedy out the way. All right,
Here's the thing.
you just wait.
Greed is the reason.
Sometimes getting what you want and the artistic direction change. Sarah wasn't out there making the games. All right. Sarah also was trying to promote it, but also because she is a suit and whoever's in position with the person right above her is a suit. And y'all, look, I'm just gonna say this. I ain't saying that this has anything to do with race or cultural. I think the CEO is also Indian. Not saying that that's the reason why. I'm just saying I wonder
Look,
how long.
I'm gonna go in and say that lends greatly to the reason. Let's
just
not
saying-
front. Let's be honest and let's not front.
I'm just gonna
Like
say
the
that.
like the Black Brown Alliance is this bastion of hope.
I'm just gonna say that
It's not.
Sarah got to have the position for a while. You know, look, I'm gonna just say this too, since I'll be off because she was also good looking. I'm gonna miss having somebody. You know, not that the dude lady ain't bad looking either. So shout out to them for that. Not that it's all about that, but you know, in these gaming streets, oh, you know, you lucky if anybody don't look terrible. To be honest with you, but male or female, whatever you into. But I'm just gonna be honest. But you know, but also I just think because not just because she in it, but because she culturally is for AI. We know AI is a big thing. They are telling you they hired the person who they want to make Microsoft Gaming. She even said instead of Xbox, she just said Microsoft Gaming. I think people caught that. They was like, in the letter that was written, like people break down the internal letters and all that and all this stuff. And then that's when it started coming out that Sarah Bond was hard to work with. And then this and that. Or other people just kind of like, you know, some of us went wrong. The day it happened, like we knew he was about to retire maybe a year. There was rumors of that. Okay, he just announced it. Then he gone over the weekend after he announced it 72 hours later, and his protege is gone. I was like, okay, that just don't happen. Like that's a greater sign of something. Like that goes from gaming to when you wind up on Company Man and all the business what went wrong podcast.
Man.
That's when you cross over to a whole other lane, and when CNBC start reporting on it, you know what I'm saying? That's where you got some bigger problems because yes, it's not his own company, but it's a major division of Well, it's not even a major division of Microsoft.
Nah,
and I'm gonna say this:
Xbox doesn't make enough. And to the whole money point, let's also talk about. I don't think people talk about gaming makes this much money. Gaming isn't big enough to support 3-4 large. It's just not.
basically.
I don't think gaming is big enough to support 3 major players.
Well, let me say this to that though, NERDSoul. Let me say this to that. You're right, but let's exclude Nintendo of that. Nintendo doesn't count. Nintendo's in its own space.
You can't. Oh, come on! You got to give Papa Nintendo some love.
No,
I'm saying they so good. They so rock solid.
Listen to what I'm saying. Nintendo,
He said they always gonna be all right.
Nintendo can survive without nobody else on the scene.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, what you said, NERDSoul, applies to everybody except Nintendo. That's what I'm saying.
And I know a lot of people keep trying. In fact, I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna get ready to change gears. But I actually looked at a report on CNBC, and they talked about with Nintendo. The only people love to talk about, the Switch 2 gonna fail because remember the Wii U. Like y'all talking about something that failed a long ago, but they skip over the Switch. They skip over the success of the Switch as almost the most selling video game of all time. Bruh. They also made so many billions from merch sales and the movies.
Do you know how many people done lied about that Switch 2?
Bruh.
But listen, the thing about
no one's buying it. I'm not buying it.
The thing about the Wii U failing that point is that this is how gangster Nintendo is. I'm gonna get back to you, Coop. This is how gangster Nintendo is. Nintendo failed with the Wii U and still bounced back and beat everybody else.
Yes. Exactly. And they were CNBC showed the graph part. I know this is boring, but they talked about operating revenue. They was like, even in the midst of that switching from Switch 1, because obviously you now Switch 2, Switch 1, the revenue goes down. They operating revenue still was positive. They said that Nintendo valued themselves. What I've been saying, these people on CNBC say exactly what I said. They value themselves. They do not discount themselves. You want to play Mario or Zelda, you gonna play it on a Nintendo. Point blank, period. They are auteurs who also know business. In fact, there are more business and entertainment men now than they are game designers.
You want to talk about people that weathered the storm?
Yeah, like all the old men who still, y'all can go look their names up, the ones that are alive. Miyazaki or Miyamoto, who created Donkey Kong, and now he's in his twilight years enjoying his movie work. This man has seen his products go from product to product to product to product, and he's been overseeing it with love and his touch on it. So, y'all, that's makes when you have You know, the companies, when I seen you them videos, Mike, about like from company man people, and they be like, oh, this person in the family ran the business for 100 years. Somehow he lived 100 years. He passed it on to his son, who also lived 100 years. Guess what happens? The business is successful, strong management that know what they're doing, and they keep passing on the same thing. Might be something that might be wherewithal, no matter what goes on in the world. Like, okay, for example, and I'm gonna say this, we're gonna switch on to PlayStation. Like, okay, one thing that's easy to make, or say technology, but let's say you got to make paper. Like, however you get to it, or however fancy you give it, you gotta eventually, paper is paper, right? It's gonna be either posted, it's gonna be the same 8 white by 11. Something you don't think about, but it's something you need, you know? So, and if people know how to do this and pass that on, they can weather the storm of anything for a long time because they sell something you actually need. So, yes, gaming, you don't need it, but people love to spend on entertainment. People love this and that. People love nostalgia. Guess who sells it in spades? And guess who also sell it with the new generation of nostalgia? Pokemon just turned 30 years. And guess what is the most, and even though that ain't a purely owned by Nintendo, but it is the most selling
Yeah, that is an interesting deal.
media
Randomly.
franchise of all time. It doubles the amount of what people have spent on Star Wars. And I've seen this report every so often. It still boggles my mind. Pokemon has made 147 billion, not million, 147 billion. That's stuff I can't even fathom. Like, think about that. That's like saying,
look,
how many, let's just say every Star Wars movie make $1 billion. Everything Pokemon has like double that. Whatever it's just, it's ridiculous.
147 billion is a lot of money, bro.
yeah.
Bro, that's t-shirts, that's games, that's manga, that's anime, that's movies, that's whatever they can slap them Pokemon on and you interact with it went into that money. And that's part the Pokemon company, Game Freak do the games, Nintendo licensing and other stuff and whatever they own. So not all purely to Nintendo, but a good chunk of it does. And the games, there's only one place you can get them legally, Nintendo. So yes,
Nintendo ain't never letting that thing go. You can forget that.
That's why I said what I said.
Yeah,
about
they do
Nintendo.
it so bad.
It doesn't apply to them.
You know they still in court with Power World, right? You know that still ain't over.
Bro, they gonna keep Nintendo's legal division is just as famous as the dude who represented he gotta quit. If it don't fit, it don't quit. They
talking about Johnny
Oh,
Cochran.
Johnny Cochran,
yeah, like, bro, Kirby,
the best lawyer in American history.
the video game character is based off of their lawyer, because they made Kirby because the man beat Universal because they won against Universal to make Donkey Kong when they was trying to sue them as King Kong. Do you know what that did for Nintendo? That shot them over the moon. By Universal, they didn't lose to Universal in the 80s. So yeah, you ain't losing. You know what I'm saying?
And I love me some Kirby.
Look, Kirby, he's literally based on a bald white lawyer with a pink face. I don't know if he's still alive, but they was like, oh yeah, he won that case. He figured it out. We gonna honor you with a game. So moving on. Xbox fanboys, all I'm saying is let it go. It's not gonna be what it was in the late 90s and the early 2000s. A lot of y'all are 45 with me and was in college with me. Stop it. All right, time to go
And the
up.
thing is, they don't never cry. Y'all don't cry no tears for the cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't cry no tears. Everything else. Who is anyone out here crying for the coal industry? No.
Hey man, records then came back, so the records are selling good. So hey, just enjoy your stuff like the record snobs.
NERDSoul, what is a cassette tape? What is this shit you speak of, sir?
these rocks and moving, winding tapes.
What is this cassette tape you speak of? What is
Man,
this?
that joint get ate up. That joint get ate up in the car and get spat out.
But I'm gonna start moving it up. This one ain't gonna take so long. But the Xbox, you know, if I left out some details, y'all put the details in there. But at the end of the day, I'm not happy with people trying to scapegoat Sarah Bond. I don't know Sarah, but I know what people be doing, and y'all need to stop it. Bluepoint. Long story short, beloved studio that Microsoft, that PlayStation owned, another victim of the current industry wars, got closed down. Um, I really didn't know much about Bluepoint. I know they made some good stuff, but it's not something I think about. But I ain't gonna knock nobody who lamented because I don't like seeing a bunch of people lose their jobs. But people are only giving a damn because they all up on Bloodborne. I never played it, ain't my vibe. And they've been always crying for a Bloodborne remake. It's one of those memes that was like Silk Song until Silk Song ended. And they just like, I kind of hate the whiny nature of gamers lately. They think, well, if I whine and say this joke a million times, it's going to happen. Guess what, y'all? It ain't happening. More news came out on that. So, Bloodborne, y'all familiar with it or know who made it?
I'm not.
Nah, I mean, I know it
Okay.
as a game, but I don't know
So-
any of like the ins and out dev stuff of it.
So this is who made it. FromSoft. FromSoft is the people who have blown up. They made Elden Ring, all them other weird games. So they are nigh untouchable right now, just far as an artistic standpoint. And I say that to flow into this. So it turned out Bluepoint, actually, Bluepoint, because Sony owns it, FromSoft made it. And Bluepoint wanted to do a remake on it. Sony wanted them to do a remake on it. But, even though I think Sony no longer is headquartered in America, in Japan, but it's still Japanese. Regardless of where it's at, it's Japanese, all right? There's somebody who is the shogun up there that's going to tell them what to do on the board.
He said
is
the
gonna
Shogun, though.
Look, I'm sorry if that's racist, y'all. I'm sorry.
Nah,
But I'm just saying,
no, it makes sense.
But I'm just saying, there's going to be, wherever that thing is at, it is run by Japanese people, all right?
Yeah.
So the reason why I say
I know
that,
they got Sony of America, but you see, they ain't have Sony of America don't have the issues that Sega of America had.
well, that was just Sega of America was just their lap boys, lap dogs. they got put in their place. Y'all can go back and see the failing of Sega and why it failed, but it has.
The funny thing is, they was actually right.
So it was right, but
They're like, we live over here. We know what we're talking about.
but basically, so Sony pitched it, and Bluepoint was on point. But Bluepoint was also trying to do. They was going to do a live service God of War game. I heard about that. That unfortunately, that's not necessarily a fault of theirs. Probably I would blame Sony more for trying to get all these live service games, and everybody can't be Fortnite, everybody can't be Marvel Rivals, everybody can't be these things that just work like that. It just everybody chasing Fortnite. Fortnite done caused so many people to lose a job. It ain't even funny. Like, bro, it's disgusting. Like Fortnite.
Really? How did that happen?
I'm just saying, so many people are chasing that forever money because. Basically, I don't know how long Fortnite been out, but I know that my godchildren been playing it when they was little, and people still go back to it. That's like their Mario, you know what I'm saying? So it just makes gobs of money every day. It's a casino. So people want basically the greed of like, oh, instead of just making one game that has a shelf life, we want forever games. So everybody invested their R&D, their servers, their time, and sacrifice people artistic, license to try to find the next Fortnite. And that's kind of finally starting to end a little bit. High Guard just failed, 2XKL just failed. That's what all of this comes from. Whatever was the hit like years ago, everybody's trying to get that. League of Legends, even though Riot got it their own stuff, they trying to reproduce it. They could have reproduced it better. But so Bluepoint was doing that, and I blame Sony for that part. So it's just like Bluepoint, they basically bought Bluepoint, who did the Shadow of Colossus remake. They did the Demon Souls remake. However, a lot of people they got on their case about they did some things different. The people who FromSoft, and they got this auteur creator, his last name is Miyazaki, go figure. Must be something about being a Miyazaki. he did not like the supposedly. That's the rumors. That's what a lot of people saying. You can see it on Max and Billy talk about it. Kind of Funny Games was interviewing this Japanese fellow who probably do know Miyazaki, or they know these things in these circles, and he was like, yeah, he wasn't happy. So he basically like, you can't remake it, but guess what? I'm so popping right now, I'm not gonna waste my time on making it. And you know what? I respect it, y'all. Y'all gamers, I need y'all to understand something. If y'all want to respect artists and all this, or pretend that y'all do, this man is making gobs of money from Elden Ring, Night Ring, everything that FromSoft is doing right now. Why would he have to go back and remake a classic when he's giving y'all new classics? He's hot right now. He's like the person, like he's like the hot rapper who making new CDs. Remember when Kanye was making new CDs and all this and all that? He wasn't remaking like College Dropout 1, 2, and 3. Or actually he did, and then they were serious, and then he changed it all up, and it still was selling at the time. So that's what I'm just saying. That's to give y'all a point or whatever. So I need gamers to understand you can't always get what you want. You just can't. Because Sony said, you know what? We own it, but we respect him enough that we are not going to ask him and bother him about it because he make us a lot of money. Y'all, I'm sorry. A lot of these things come to money and business relationships. It ain't just
now,
about I like games.
Now
Games are good.
I'll throw the game lovers a bone real quick. Yes, there are some times where the art does make money, and you kind of have to take that risk. So yes, I will say, because every business venture is a risk, and it does seem at many times that it's like, well, you're going to take the risk, at least take a risk on something people like, but then there is also the inevitability and actuality that people don't know what they want till you give it to them. So they'll be lying. They'll be lying.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Like they'll be lying and be like, "This is what we want," and it's like, "Yeah, we made it, and you didn't buy it." You know what I'm saying?
They didn't like Demon Soul. Like Max even say, he's like, other than fighting game stuff, Bloodborne is his jam, right? It's like he loves fighting games, Resident Evil, Bloodborne. Because he's been begging for a Bloodborne forever. And he's like, I know I'm not gonna get this probably for like another few years, and probably never in my life. And he comes to that realization because the man Miyazaki FromSoft is doing so good, and he's like, I need y'all to understand. They respect them so much, they would not dare touch the stuff that they develop, even though they own it. Sony own it. Sony like, you got it, big dog. Y'all make us money, and we ain't cutting none of these relationships. But guess who is the name that we just mentioned? They working on a game called Dustbloods. Guess where Dustbloods is going to be at? Exclusively for a long period of time, if not forever. Nintendo. Daddy Nintendo stepped in when all this was going on, and they told Miyazaki, like, look, bro, hey, we usually do what we want you to do, but they're like, hey, bro, we respect you. You do what you want to do. Just be on our platform. Boom, got it. Check clear.
On some gangster, on the gangster tip.
So it, like Max talked about that, it's like, and people be like, love to say, "Oh, the Nintendo is on the pot." It don't matter. He had the he probably was the first person with the dev kit. He was one of the top 10 people with a dev kit. So he been working on what he need to work on for the Switch 2 to make this game. I think they said it was in development since 2019, and of course, probably the Switch 2 dev kit. As soon as it was made, he probably was able to get one. As soon as he got his business deal secured. And so as soon as that dev kit was made, he had one, I'm sure. Thus, the game is coming out this year or sometime soon. But he is one of those people, you cannot rush him because he is so successful. FromSoft is probably one of the top 5 developers now, because people look, Elden Ring came out, then people got into it it came out in 2020, and then more people got into it over that time frame, and then more people fell in love with it. And they just successful. Like it just
I will say one thing. The pandemic, there were a couple things that the pandemic really, really helped out. Like, Elden Ring, it just seemed like it blew up for them.
Because you gotta spend time with Elden Ring. And if you got nowhere to go, it challenges you, it's hard, it don't hold your hand. And if you into all that weird, crazy ish that goes on in Elden Ring, and if you into gothic behavior and all that, whatever, or just weird skeletons and stuff you got to fight, and you like your games brutally hard, then it's right up your alley. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people who love that torture.
And I'll
not
also
necessarily
argue
me.
that there's not only a lot of people like that, but there's a lot of people that want to be, you want to play what everybody else is playing.
Yeah.
So, they're like, oh, snap, Elden Ring. Oh, well, everyone else is playing it. Like that helps for, what I'm saying? That helps the game a lot. Because I would probably argue that less than half of the people that got Elden Ring actually completed it or beat it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for one, it's hard. It is mind-numbingly hard. So if you ain't got it like that, desire to do it, a lot of people have not, or some people just now beating it. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to take away from it. They use it as a challenge. Good for them. And that's cool. That if you took that long to beat a game, that's great. That means you stuck with something. You had stick to itness, and it means you knew how to take breaks and touch grass instead of losing your mind over a game that is built to break you.
Yeah,
And you eventually won. So, I'm just saying it's just funny how people was all up on Sony. And look, Sony, I ain't defending them, but people love to harp one way and love to be like, I saw one comment, people was like, oh, this would never happen if Sony of Japan still exists. Well, I'm like, I had
if what still existed?
Comment. Sony of Japan existed because it's Sony. I guess they moved. I'm like, if you
Sony of Japan does exist, dum.
Yeah, it's called Sony.
It's called just called normal Sony.
It's like, again, Sony makes movies and music and game. They own a lot of stuff.
Bruh, I just went and saw Goat with my son. I just went and saw Goat with my son. That's a Sony movie.
Yes, they made they own Spider-Man.
They make TVs. They make bruh. I would wager that the PlayStation is just like Microsoft. The PlayStation is not Sony's moneymaker.
No,
I would
wager
bruh, between TVs and toasters and whatever else they make. Come on, bruh.
They own 75% of Spider-Man. And they had a chance to own all of Marvel. And you know what they did? They said, we don't want to spend no more than we need to because Spider-Man is worth more than all that combined. When Marvel was going through its problems, they bought all the Spider-Man universe that went to it. They just don't own the comic part. But video games, TV is nebulous. I don't think they own the TV rights, but they might get a cut. So like Disney can keep putting out Spider-Man on TV. So I don't think they can do that. Movies, that's Sony. They got the movie rights, they got the video game rights, and probably got nebulous ties to however that works out with Spider-Man. Spider-Man makes a gob of money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even be shocked that NetEase have to cut Sony a check for every time they sell a skin in Marvel Rivals. It would not shock me. So just think about that. Yeah, they not. So this would happen if Sony in Japan exists. Sony in Japan exists. It's just It's just Sony, dog.
Yeah, they just call it Sony because they know who they is.
The crazy part is the community don't know who they is because they think it's just PlayStation.
Bro, that be killing me about gamers. I'm like, y'all, the game companies are just like the comic book companies. They get to go to their own devices until the CEO say, stop what you're doing. No. Remember when Marvel didn't have the X-Men and then they killed all the X-Men in the comics?
Man,
because
they did, and they tried to make the Inhumans work. Boy, ain't nobody think about that.
Guess what they did? They got the X-Men back, and guess what they did to the Inhumans? They killed the Inhumans.
Man, they said y'all going back to the moon. We'll see y'all later.
So that's pretty much the Bluepoint thing in a nutshell. It's just more so. Again, I know y'all. I'm not really trying to be mean, but y'all, some of the gamers, you all know who they is, Kyle and them and they friends or whatever.
But the
The
thing is,
Walt
they
brothers.
have real jobs, so we know y'all know how the corporate structure works. These people have jobs. Like these people that complain about like, oh, they need to just do whatever the artists say to do. And it's like you've heard of like starving artists, right? You've heard of that term before, right?
But they
Because
see,
everything that's artistic does not make money.
but they say
Like
that
everything that's
until
artistic, I mean, super high art doesn't mean it's
they
going to make money.
they say that until the American company can't make Bloodborne that the Japanese auteur who make money and know what he doing don't want them to make it, and guess what? The other Japanese company respected their wishes, and then unfortunately this company got fired. This got disbanded right there in Austin. Not saying that's the reason why, because they could not make it without Sony's permission, because Sony owned them. But Sony said, "Nah, you ain't gonna make Bloodborne, because our homie say y'all screwed up on Demon Souls, so get to work on something else."
They said, look,
And
y'all ain't know how to do this, so I know y'all don't know how to do that.
they like, we are not, and they did it without his permission the first time. And then what did all the people who crying out? I mean, it's Demon Souls, but something's off about it. So if it was off for Demon Souls, why would you want him to make the other classic game that he made? And then y'all crying about it. Like, I wonder if it's fake tears. Not saying that Bluepoint has done some great stuff. Like, real talk, I don't think that they should have been closed down if they could have been open, because they did stuff with Shadow of Colossus. They did some great stuff. They probably could have done some other stuff. But unfortunately, this industry is cold and they don't care. They don't care about talent. They are looking at it purely in dollars. They're like, all right, y'all ain't release a game for us. Y'all keep pitching stuff that we cannot do. Y'all probably taking forever. Yeah, we gonna cancel you. That's just me speaking. But it's like,
And also, you people are seeing what happens in industries that are not undergirded by government money.
Yeah.
man,
Mm-hmm.
they
Tell
will,
them.
they
Oh,
will,
but y'all don't know nothing about that, huh? Oh, y'all don't want to hear about that? Y'all know?
They don't.
All
They
right.
no. They don't. They're not educated enough though, nerds, because they're gamers. They mash buttons all day. They
so
But
don't
they
read.
gamers
got
need to,
jobs. Like these people have jobs, so they got to know
bruh.
what's going on in their job.
And
Like they're
they
like,
also
oh,
to
this
be,
happens in my job.
but they also the working poor man who works for billionaires who gonna send their kids to a war that we don't need to have. But and that's another topic for another day.
Oh,
So they
so
might have real jobs, but they might be real stupid.
to go on with to go even with Sony to a certain degree, and back to Microsoft too. You guys have jobs. You know, you've heard your manager come through and say, okay, hey guys, we've been handed down the initiative for such and such. We're going to be working on this for the next 3 months. And then 2 weeks later, they come, oh, such and such big deal came through. So we're putting this job on hold and we're working on something else. Like
All the
so,
time.
so I'm sure Phil Spencer may have been told, "Hey guys, y'all are going to get a discretionary budget of such $1 million, $1 billion," and then they probably came back and said, "Hey, you know what? Copilot ain't doing that well, so
And also, guess what? And
so we gonna come back a little bit."
and let's keep it a buck. Sony and Microsoft. This applies to them. When companies eat all these other small companies, they get indigestion. And if they don't get the laxative that pumps out the money, sorry to be disgusting, then they
Mhm.
get upset. And then they got to take the medicine to throw up the company. And guess that's how they get chewed up. Like, oh, you didn't make me tons of money. We didn't pump out cash ever flowing. Oh man, I spent all this money on you. I don't want you. You're a broken toy. These are shiny toys to people that they expect to get some extra fulfillment out of it, and it ain't working for them. So all these mergers are starting to come to roost. A lot of them have failed over and over and over again. And people don't care about the little indie companies that fail, this, that, but they worried about the big one, the ones that Sony and them have. But there's so many
Mhm.
people who have been fired and had to close shop and such through these last few years that every time I turn on Spawn Wave, there is a closure. Every week, every month of something is going awry. So I don't know. Maybe there is a crash,
I
a
mean,
slow
look, they
crash
talking
happening.
about UPS, UPS laying off X amount of tens of thousands, Amazon laying off tens of thousands of people. Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Tech,
because
these are
also that's another thing on top of the cost, bruh. I know the economists don't want to tell y'all, so I'm gonna tell you what the economists on CNBC don't want to tell y'all because they don't want panic. We are in a recession. Ain't nobody
Sure
got no
is.
money. We in a recession.
You know,
Can't
tech.
nobody afford a house. Rates are 2 billion percent. All right. So, all right, maybe not that much, but still, like, bro, can't nobody afford a house? Like, look, what 12 eggs cost 10.99.
Bruh, I don't
So,
even eat eggs, and I know the pain.
like,
You know,
bro, come on, man.
so
Even though you
I
should, unless you
yeah,
allergic. I mean, they're an awesome source and probably
yeah.
the
I
cheapest source
just
of protein,
I
especially these days.
my
But
taste
still,
not. I don't know. It's just one thing I lost my taste for. It's not like I want to hate them. I don't want to waste it because I just cannot eat it. I grew up with chickens, y'all, so maybe I lost my nerve somewhere with them long ago. The smell drove me insane. I like and eggs is always one of them things they say that it's like a strong taste or whatever. That once people lose a taste for
oh
them or
yeah,
something,
you're right. I
it's one
feel
of
you.
them few foods that you just can't
Especially
go
like boiled
back
eggs.
with it.
But
Yeah, I can't
so
go back with
keep
it
that
hardly.
on that note. Back to this. There is a strong smell on the economy, meaning anything that is say discretionary, like, oh, let's go on a cruise. What you mean cruise, bruh? I can't afford rent. I can't go on no cruise. Let's go to the movies. I can't go to the movies. Let's go out to eat. I can't go out to eat. And then, oh, also, I forgot, they're changing the portions. So like, say last time you went out to eat, you got, I don't know, 10 ounces of, I don't know, whatever sandwich or whatever. Now they want to raise the price and give you 6 ounces of sandwich.
Called shrinkflation is the word. So you
Because
got
I was like,
everybody's
man,
cutting back. You got Trump's tariffs, which they finally, the Supreme Court finally grew a backbone and decided to make his tariffs, outlaw. But it's like it took y'all long enough. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
because they didn't work out. If they would have worked out, they would have kept them
right.
tariffs.
But they saw that it's hurting them more than it's helping them. Even the people who voted for this are losing money, and nope, and they tried to tell them that in the first place. But you
Yeah,
can't.
that's the thing. We was like, yo, man, look, like businesses don't work like that. Businesses always, even when like I'm gonna keep it real for you. From someone who worked at Comcast, I remember talking to Legal. Legal would tell me, Shorty straight told me, hey, if we have to pay a fine, one, we have a fund that just goes to when someone sues us so we can go and pay it off. So it's like, you might think, oh, I got $10 million from Comcast. They're like, bro, look, we got a fund that it comes from, and there's like 560 million in there. And then on top of that, like, bro, all we gonna do is raise everybody's cable like 30 cents, and we gonna pay for that.
bro. When I just working at the when I used to work at City Finance here for Baton Rouge, the police had a fund. Like most people have a fund, and you have to go through the appropriation process so they can like pay off some stuff for like something the cop might have did wrong, and they have to put that money in the book so they can pay the legal fee for it. So that's government. So yeah, that the big companies
Yeah,
got
your
something
personal property
already.
tax about to go up whenever they got to pay for
You
something
know,
that they did.
not necessarily, but it's just a portion of that budget is set aside for the police messing up. I ain't gonna go into it no further, but I seen some stuff. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest, some of these police need to be fired right now. Like stuff that they did will get you fired on your regular job.
Yeah, any other job, you be gone.
Like, I'm just saying, bro. Just
Any stuff these politicians be doing, they be gone.
say, bro. If y'all want to look up, shout out to Scotty Hunter. He's no longer in Baton Rouge. He was one of the reporters that cracked out the Brave Cave. I ain't gonna go deep into it, but look up Baton Rouge Brave Cave, and they'll just tell you about the city police here. But I'm gonna switch gears, y'all, because we just had to get that out the way for Xbox, PlayStation. PlayStation still exists because they pretty much go become. They remember they're Xbox now too, so they get all the Xbox games. Which, believe it or not, leads me to my next thing that's actually positive. Aha, synergy, transition. So this is my review of Towerborn. So there are some good still games, y'all. There is some positivity in the gaming world. So I'm gonna do this review and just talk about some dates that's of games coming out because this is a gaming pod. So of course we want to talk about stuff that's coming out. Towerborn. I'm gonna be real quick about it. I'm gonna just start off with my rating. I give it a rating of like a 7 to an 8. That's a very strong 7 to an 8. Towerborn Um, was supposed to be a live service beat 'em up. That it was very, I would say, ambitious in what it wanted to do by Stoic Games, another American company out of Austin. Apparently, I guess if you run an American company, you need to be in Austin.
Yeah.
So, with all the hipsters and the weird coffee drinkers and
What
South
I've
by
heard is
Southwest.
called White Atlanta.
It- it- I don't know who said that. I think I repeated it. I definitely heard. Look, side note: when I worked in finance, had a homeboy who was an accountant. We do not longer associate. He was all right. He was off his work friend. He was a white dude. He left. He came back. He was his whole thing. He's like, boy, I gotta get to Austin. He's like, I gotta get my CPA. I gotta get to Austin.
Got to get a White Atlanta, man.
I don't know what it was. I was like, he wanted to work in the IRS for Austin really bad. I don't know what was in Austin. I got an idea.
Yo,
You know,
hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just
he
like,
was a
just
single
imagine,
man.
just
I'm
imagine
saying.
Freaknik, but like just pancakes everywhere. I'm gonna just say
Look,
that.
cowboy boots and motorized bikes and scooters. It's a place where being a 10-gallon cowboy, more hat than cowboy as they call them out there, plus the tech bros, plus the finance bros, and hipster white musicians all meet in one place. That's kind of like Austin, and college football fans. It is a weird mix. It's getting more bland, but of course they famous saying keep Austin weird. A lot of Austin enclave art enclave, but it also is a very gentrified, expensive place too. So you do with that what you will. More like it is white Atlanta.
White Atlanta.
But take with that what you will. Y'all
I
look.
can't
into that.
remember who said it, man, but ever since then, I've been like, yo, that's hilarious. I've never been to Austin, but I know that is one of the funniest explanations of what
I've been
Austin
to it
is.
only one time, but I can see, and I've seen all just watching videos. And look, at that time when I had couple of white friends and people just listen when I would go to the bars, people would just be like in awe of Austin. Or when I would read reports when they want to do like their art districts, even here, they're like Austin, Austin, Austin. Austin was always
Yo, they
brought
love
up.
Austin, man.
Bro, they love Austin. And the only other city that got it like that in the white community is Portland. Like say if it's like
Oh yeah,
it's Portland and Austin, and then they be fighting. They like kind of like fighting back and forth for the title of like that. Like, but I guess if you really like to the left, you would like Portland more, even though there is some weird militia out there. But anyway, I'm gonna get back. That's a side story. Powerboy. So it is made by Austin company. They Stoic. It is a beat 'em up. They switched from live service that probably saved the game. I don't think it was getting the numbers that they wanted in its early access. Some YouTube grifters are complaining, like, "Oh, they lied." Bro, they didn't lie. They just adapted to make their game come out so it wouldn't get destroyed in this slaw of deaths of live service games. That literally, like, look at High Guard is another one that's just gonna be another one that's gonna be lost very soon. Right there with Concord, and Concord died out for many different reasons, but so sadly it was the big target of that anti DEI campaign that was going on. That still goes on. High Guard is like now it's not even so much about DEI. If people hear live service, they pretty much are angry about it unless it's Fortnite or unless it's Marvel Rivals or something else. So it ain't that many games that break through the live service thing for consoles and mainstream. Probably a lot on Steam and other stuff, but everybody's looking for that. So instead of doing that, they have a beat 'em up that has 50 missions. It's very like customized, like you can make your character every shade under the rainbow. It's simplistic looking art, but it's very good looking art. And it's detailed as you play the game. It animates very well. So you can be as black as you want on the game to some degree. You can have the Killmonger, but you get more hairstyles. I got a regular kind of Caesar. Not exactly as faded as I want it, but it works. Your default character when you turn on the game is a black person. So it's like, all right, shout out to them. I don't know if they care or they just wanted to throw us a bone. But you can be all different features. They even have different skin for like people who have discoloration skins. You can be represented in the game. I think that is great. You can, now you can't really make yourself too tall or too whatever, because I guess this is how you got to fit into the game. But that's
Yeah.
fine. You could be a girl, you could be a boy. It does not matter. And they got a bunch of different clothes that you get as you play the game. There are no microtransactions in the game. They got rid of all that. You earn everything by playing the game. Shocker. Just like all the people who complain about physicals, it's a digital only game right now, but it acts like an old school game. Everything is in the game, like EA Sports used to say. And it no longer that EA Sports do, because they don't put nothing in the game but microtransactions. But EA Sports ain't even American no more. But I'm just saying, basically, this is a $30 game. I feel very satisfied. It's a lot of content. It's not the most complex game, but it will challenge you.
But it's a lot of what? Content.
A lot of content. Online is weak. I'll say that. And the only reason why I say it's weak because unless you have a friend, like I have it on PlayStation 5, the only way I can play with these gentlemen is they have a PlayStation 5 and have the game, and I have to invite them to it. So, Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Oh, so you can't join someone else's game or whatever.
I have to invite you, or you have to invite me. Like
Okay,
I cannot see you
right.
playing.
Towerborn, come on, y'all. Look, the way has been paid by Tribute and whoever else. Like I'm playing right now. I'm playing Turtles. I'm playing what is it? Shredder's Revenge.
I knew you.
Bro, come on, bro.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna cut them some bell. This is
all
why.
right.
Stoic probably ain't got Tribute money, dog. Tribute is Tribute. Tribute is one of them. When you want to beat them up, you probably really want them. If you a company and you know anything about beat 'em ups, Tribute should be on your list. Stoic, this is their baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's original content. So they don't probably got it like that. And also they might, I hate to say they're not, I actually looked it up. They're not Xbox owned. They just collaborated a lot with Xbox. However, we know how it goes with smaller companies. If you're big dog, if you're, well with the money, might cut you off or something, or cut off resources. Let's just see I want to see how long Stoic is around after this is released. This is probably, we'll see in 3 months what goes on. But a lot of people, like, they went radio silent until they converted it. And I'm actually smart that they went radio silent. They eschewed all the grifters, all the streamers, didn't say nothing to them what was going on. People, you'll just see touches as I researched this. There's like, what's going on with Towerborn? What's going on? And I just heard about it, I guess, in a Spawn Wave random report. It was like, oh yeah, it's coming out. This is the date. No, actually, it might have been Spawn Wave, but they kind of released the date around the state of play, and it just kind of news leaked out. It was like, oh yeah, Towerborn is back. It's no longer such and such. And then here comes some people was mad, but a lot of people woke up and be like, you know what? It's okay that it's not live service. So if I got friends,
everything doesn't have to be live service.
So I do wish that they will do an update and be like, hey, I understand. I mean, I understand crossplay takes, it probably is not that the people can't do it. It takes money to rent those servers or whatever. But they like really doing like that first type of online play. Like, hey, hit the online button. Do you have friends who have the game? You can invite them. If not, screw you, buddy. There ain't no online for you. So I gotta play really by myself. Now it does have couch co-op.
I was about to say, can I just buy it and then we can play? But
you cannot buy it. And honestly, because your Steam, I don't think you can do couch co-op with your son. So you have to do console. Like, it's weird. Maybe those updates. This is called 1.0, Towerborn 1.0. Maybe it'll change. I don't think we should.
Yeah, because I'm looking. It says online co-op, but it does not say couch co-op.
And you cannot mix the two. I've been redoing research.
Wow.
So see, because you play fully online,
okay.
Or you
Towerborn, I'm gonna say this. I get it. I know you got to get your game out sometimes, but their beat 'em ups are. It's kind of like there's certain things that live service people expect. There's certain things that FPS shooters expect, especially these days. The bar has been set. I want to be able to play with me and someone at my house, and be able to link up with Coop or Open Mind. It's kind of one of the things you kind of need, man. And it helps your game because people Like, matter of fact, what did I tell you about Scott Pilgrim? I said if they got crossplay, I'll get it so we can play.
And there's rumors that it will be. There's some people saying it won't. I'm gonna find out. It comes out Tuesday. I'm gonna find out Tuesday. I got a good feeling. Tribute did now. Tribute improved the cosplay for Marvel Invasion, because for the other one, what was the other beat 'em up Turtles? You couldn't have true crossplay. It was just crossplay
Yeah.
with Xbox, PC, and then they left Nintendo out in the cold. I have a Switch. Mike has PC. Marvel Invasion. Even though I always say it's not the best beat 'em up to me, but it's smooth. Like, just ease of use. Like, hey, you want
It's
to play a
smooth
game?
and it's
Let's
the
play a
Marvel
game.
property. It's like
Yeah. So
it's as
I
far
do
as
want
beat 'em
more
ups
from
out
it,
right now. I mean,
but it's
it's in
easy.
the top of the beat 'em ups that are out right now. Like, it does things that I like. It does things that that other people don't do, and then vice versa. Like, there's
But it's
things
the
that
most.
like Streets of Rage might do that doesn't do. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the most. But far as just accessibility of, do you want to play a game together? It is the most accessible beat 'em up right now. I think,
Yep.
The
because
only thing,
everybody can.
only thing I want to say about Marvel Cosmic Invasion is that it actually needs more content to it
Yes, it
and a little
does.
bit more character.
A little
Yeah, and I
more.
wonder what the holdup is, because it's like
It
I've
just
I've
came out
leveled up
basically,
I've
man.
leveled up all my characters, so I wonder what the holdup is.
I can
Takes
tell
a
you what
year,
the
man.
holdup is, Mike. It's very simple. Holdup. The holdup is the licensing of these characters.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, see,
Money,
I
pixel
assumed
art.
that once you pay for the big, Marvel license, you know,
No, no, no,
Not
no, 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 no.
each one
See, here's
probably got to go
the
through some type of deal.
yes. Each and every
Each and every one
if you
goes
if
through.
you ever if any of y'all caught a Maximilian video from a time ago, and it might be vague, but I remember Maximilian talking about this a while back, maybe back in 2024 ish or something like that. It's about each individual Marvel character. Okay, he was talking about Marvel versus Capcom 4 at the time, and why it would never see the light of day because of the because I think Marvel owns a certain half of the characters and WB owns a certain half of the characters or something like that. It's something, and Disney owns a certain half of the
Yeah,
characters.
it goes from
So
Disney to Marvel, like different license
so
holders before these
right,
things got
and
merged
that's
together.
each individual character. This isn't like so. The characters that we have for Cosmic Invasion are the ones that they were able to get licenses for, and the cheapest ones. I think they
Yes.
spent some money on Fight Spider-Man and Venom because that was probably expensive, but they went ahead and spent it. And then Iron Man 2. But the rest of those characters, like that girl with the sword, I never even heard of her before.
oh,
I'm sure
Quasar.
she was cheap because of the fact that nobody really cares.
And it's
And
probably
they just
100% owned by Marvel.
yeah.
And
So they got the characters that they could afford to give us. Now I don't know the thing with NetEase is still boggling my mind. I don't know how they able to pump out these characters and where they getting money from. But that's
well,
probably why Marvel Rivals is such a bad game. As far as the game itself is not bad, the community that plays it and the lack of administration and the lack of care to the matchmaking, which let me say this right. I'm saying it wrong. It's not that the lack of care to the matchmaking. And Coop, I've been wanting to say this to you, but I'm gonna say it live right here on the show to clear this up. Because Coop, me and you have this issue with
do you
Rivals.
mind? Let me finish my Towerborn thing, and we'll
Go ahead.
We'll probably go to the mazes. So I'll say this: I recommend Towerborn. I wish it was more accessibility, far as online play, accessibility, and seeing yourself in the game. The beat 'em up gameplay aspect is chef's kiss. I think you would like the combos of it. And even though you have a sword and a weapon, it's not necessarily a hack and slash. Hack and slash beat 'em ups, they're related, but hack and slash is more like, Ninja Gaiden, when you hit a person one or two times, they die. You gotta beat these characters up. You gotta put combos, you gotta break their guard, you can launch them. It is probably closest to Streets of Rage 4 and other things in that kind of vein, where you have crowd control, but you got to be technical with this. Like, this is not a fast-paced thing. Like it's a little bit, it's more close to the Streets of Rage type of beat 'em up than say Ninja Turtles. With Ninja Turtles, you had all the tech and all that go with it, and like also with say Marvel Invasion, you really kind of clear the room as fast as possible because you don't really have a throw button. Like it's a little bit different. There's no throw in say, there's no throw button in Towerborn, but in a way it is. It's a launcher move, different things. You can knock people in the air, and you can jump, and you can immediately air combo with them. They even have air dashes. It got blocked for one of the characters. So whatever kind of tech style within a beat 'em up, it's in there. Like they got that right. I want Stoic to exist so they can keep making beat 'em ups if they want to make a beat 'em up. But I think they're on the fantasy style. That's their core loop. Just whatever they make is probably going to be high fantasy type. I dig it, y'all. It's something that for all ages.
It definitely looks dope. It definitely looks dope.
All people, all ages, bro. It is. It's like basically if Streets of Rage 4 and Gauntlet had a baby. In so many words. They even have, shout out to them with a little nod to the Monster Huts, like in Gauntlet, like it, it knows what it's doing. It gives a little bit of a nod to that. It knows how to get you in. It feels right. So therefore, I do hope that it continues with development. If they can change the online, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I think it is what it is. I think the game. Hopefully the $30 per buy will give them the funds they need to keep putting any more money into this. And I hope the studio don't close down. It seems like they know what they're doing. Any company that can make good beat 'em ups, I want them to exist. And we'll get to the homie here open mind, and I'll talk about some more beat 'em ups later, like some more dates or something.
Well, I was just saying about Rivals, Marvel Rivals, and NetEase. And this isn't just NetEase. Everybody does this. Fighting games does this. Shooting games does it. If it's an online service game, because NERDSoul asked the question earlier, why is everything at the online service? I'm about to answer that question. And I actually looked this up. I researched this just the other day just because I was being nosy. Because I was playing Rivals one night. Even though I said I wasn't going to play it no more, I downloaded it again. And I kept getting,
I saw you on there. I'm like, look at over man.
Yeah, but listen, I keep getting matched to either throwers or bad players, and I know my skill level is up there because I got all of the accolades to prove it in my, my statistics. Why am I not being matched or teamed up with other skilled players at my level? Like even if we lose. We lost by the hair or something, not just getting stomped. Like this team that because every time I lose a fight, I go look at the previous match. I look at everybody's names. I look at their stats, my opponents, to see if maybe they were smurfing. No, they're not smurfing. Some of these guys are Diamond 2s or Platinum 2s, or the highest rank they ever made was Platinum 1, Diamond 1. Grandmaster 3 or something. Like they're not Celestials or one above alls or nothing like that. These are just other people who just beat us, but they stomped us. So I looked this up. I was like, okay, does gaming companies manipulate their matchmaking to incentivize you to keep playing? That's kind of like how I keyword searched it. And the AI told me this. The Google AI, the Gemini AI, the Copilot AI, and the ChatGPT said the same thing. Different wording, but the same point was made. Yes, absolutely. Gaming companies manipulate their matchmaking to, if you're winning too much, they're gonna set it up to where you're gonna get teamed up and mixed in with players whose skill level is below yours. Like they don't belong on your team at all. Like the algorithm is setting you up to lose. Matter of fact, it'll scramble you up so bad, not just on Marvel Rivals, but any solo queue online service game, to where it's team based. They're gonna queue you up so bad, they'll so much as team you up against a team of people who are in a party. Like, let's say there's 5 or 6 people that are in a party and they're together as a unit. They all logged in a share of like in a like how we would play Cosmic Invasion, like the 3 of us online. It would put you against those people who just out here killing it because they in sync with each other. They probably practice. They probably practiced, or they're very coordinated because they know each other, how each other think. So
what you're saying.
But listen though, these companies, these online service companies, it doesn't matter if it's a fighting game. Street Fighter 6 does it, Tekken does it. If it's online matchmaking, there is, and they don't have a name for it. Okay, Marvel Rivals like to call it EOMM, but that's not what it is. It's not even that. It is designed to incentivize you to keep playing, because it's like you feel like you lost that and you could have won that, so you're going to jump right back into the server queue to get another match. All in all, the game's collecting data on you that you're logged in to then tell the investors, hey, we have these many people logged into our game, invest more money into us. And it even lies to the investors. The investors don't know anything about gaming. They just loaded with money, and they're looking for something to invest in to flip their money again, because that's what they do. That's a lot of these rich cronies, Wall Street boys do. They invest money in all different places and build their portfolios, and they got their eye on certain gaming companies because it's like, hey, that game made $1 billion. Let me see if I can get some money out of that.
And
they are manipulating even the
Chinese
they're even manipulating the rich people who invest in these games to take it's designed to take your money, the gamer, and it's designed to take the investors' money by manipulating the matchmaking to incentivize you, the gamer, to keep playing, download that content, whatever, and it's inflated numbers. The numbers are so inflated, to meaning the number of people who are online. Those numbers are inflated to the degree that these numbers are what they are. The numbers don't lie. Yes, numbers can lie because they don't tell the whole story. There's no context behind the numbers. So they can show these numbers to the investors and say, hey, we have these many people playing our game at this given point at this given time. So then they manipulate the matchmaking server. To so much so that every season, Coop, they reset your rank. Every season on Marvel Rivals.
Frustrates me. And I know, believe it or not, I'm not the one who started the Marvel Rivals talk, folks, this time. But since we're here.
I wasn't going to let us get off the show tonight.
But since we're here.
I didn't care who brought it up. I was going to bring it up if you
Since we're here, the situation that Open Mind just mentioned, y'all. If I would show y'all a picture, I got a slither of gold 1. Now y'all might be like, "Oh, you just skill issue." Like highest ever been is gold 1, because it's so like I couldn't get to gold 1 last time. Shout out to my homegirl Sherry Ninja, who y'all heard on the other podcast before. You know, shout out to her. Shout out to the homie Trey Art, if I'm saying his name right. I got to play with them. I latched on some other people who, we winning, so let's win. So we got on a roll. So I got to gold faster and I got to go 1. Try to solo queue myself, was winning. Then what you just happened, I do believe they put bots in sometime. I really do believe that.
It's not bots.
But what they will do, I don't have a group of 6 a group of 5 people to join me. The coordination in a game like Marvel Rivals, even if somebody ain't I don't care if you gold master, unless you have a certain particular character, you can be celestial. If 6 people are in tandem and good enough at the game, they will beat you. And whatever you will be in gold and everybody else will say gold. But if I'm on a team of randos and we're all gold, we don't have the synergy as all gold 1s who play together in 6-stack, because they are literally like trying to practice to be something else, or that's what they do. They got time and they just got the friends. Everybody don't have that who play this game. So if it really shouldn't put you in a game that it should be 6 stacks against 6 stacks, to be fair, no matter what your rank is, right?
Yeah, but
that just ain't gonna happen. They just ain't gonna do that because you're going
By design.
like by design. If you are playing, if you listen, that's like playing football, man. You can just draft a bunch of rookies who just first got on the football team. They not gonna be able to beat the world champions, are they?
No.
They. So that's what it feels like a mud butt stomping, like your head gets panned.
But it's done intentionally in all rank tiers, across all genres of online service games.
I forgot the word of it. It's called the gamification or the psychology. It's a psychology word that deals with gaming for it. Because
the Chat GPT gave me the word, and I can't remember it either. Because the Chat GPT told me that there's been studies on this.
Yes, they're a study on how
they're studying the psychology of the gamer, so that they can. So before they even put the game out, before they even start designing, clicking and dragging the mouse, making the character move and walk, they studying the psychology of the gamer. What makes people play this game or that game?
And you know what you said the other day, Open Mind? What it is a casino. It is a casino. It is I forgot
it's
there's something one report. The psychology of it also relates to how people play slot machines, gamble, that get that dopamine rush. Whether if you win or lose, you're like, oh, I could have just
they're
barely
feeding
lost.
They're feeding you those wins to get your confidence up, so you can then spend all your rent money and lose it all back.
So
because the house always wins.
So if they go you a bone, which I know when I've gotten thrown, I know what I've been. There are some bot lobbies where I'm like, okay, I lost. All right, they put me in this sad lobby, and I'm just like, all right. Like, it's fun, get my confidence, I feel better. But man, when you get them 3-4 butt stompings in a row, they don't really cut you those shorts and rank somewhat. They might throw you one every so often, but then it's always your rank up game. And we are not the only people say this.
Game, all the time.
Every time you about to rank up, you have to play so phenomenally well that your hands are sweaty, like no matter the level. It used to be silver. It was that way in bronze. It's that way in gold. Diamond. In fact, it's bad in bronze. Like
it's still that way. It's that way in all of the rank tiers. It's that way on Tekken. It's that way on Street Fighter 6. It's that way on every live service game that has a matchmaking server.
Open.
This is what the AI told me, and this is why I went to ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and Google's AI. I asked all of them.
Felt so good. I have not touched Marvel Rivals this whole weekend. I bought Towerborn. I've been playing Towerborn. I am so much happier as a person. I feel better in life.
And I can't wait till Invincible Versus and Avatar the fighting game come out so I can really, truly, truly not touch Marvel Rivals.
But am I going to go back to Rivals? Yes, it's gonna call me. But you know what I did download? And I was like, you know what? What got me to come back? I haven't played a game of it yet. I went to practice when they released the new thing of Overwatch. Overwatch is my only other live service game that I love, or shooter.
I've actually never played Overwatch. That's crazy.
I used to love Overwatch. It is weird to go back in the first person, but Overwatch is like that old ex. They done lost, like they done worked out. They look really good. They got money now. Now that it's all about money, but they got a good job. They got their act together. And it's like, they're like, all right, I was bugging out. Everything now is free in Overwatch. Every character, like you can play cause they was tripping. They lied. Then they withheld. Blizzard did that. Then Rivals, shout out to Rivals. It made Overwatch get better. Like Overwatch done started from zero. They done threw it out. Only thing I ain't like culture, I'm gonna just say this. They had the black man who was the villain. Like he was like the big bad of the enemy team or in the lore. They done got him thrown off. Like they started out with him getting the drone. He's still in the game, but he no longer the head of talent. I was like, man, why they do fists like that?
I actually came from Smite. And when it comes to like hero shooters, online service hero shooters, so to speak, my thing was Smite. So you played Overwatch. This is before Marvel Rivals came out.
Yeah,
I was on Smite.
Okay.
Smite was my thing because it's a hero shooter. It's just the heroes are gods, the gods of the mythical gods. You know, the Thors.
2016.
Yeah.
Overwatch was my jam, dog. I actually
Yeah.
bought the physical game when it went on sale. I still have the disc of Overwatch.
Smite was my Overwatch. Smite.
And
I was playing some Smite.
It got me through tough times, like between.
I think I've been playing Smite for 6 years before I really put it down for real and played Marvel Rivals. Like 6 years straight, I was on Smite. That was my thing. I don't know why I don't have no footage of myself playing Smite, but because it's like Smite is like my Solitary, my Tetris, my whatever. You know, the little mobile game you play when you waiting. Okay, but I would play it at the house on my TV. Like when I'm tired of playing whatever fighting game I'm on at the time. If it's DNF Duel at the time, if it's Tekken at the time, if it was Street Fighter 5 at the time, I need a break. I'm gonna play Smite.
Overwatch
Smite is a hero shooter.
So many tough times through like mine. When I was living in a FEMA trailer after the Great Flood of 2015, I picked it up. I got on it. I was like, I'm not a good shooter. And I made myself like, that was one of the things that was like a challenge for me that I really got into it. And it was like, I'm not the best. I didn't even play no rank. First time I played rank, I got cursed out. I was like, all right, I don't care about that. I just like having fun with it. Because it was like, bro, I said, we all got whooped. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I probably said some really foul stuff I can't repeat on here too. I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, bro, we ain't about to be paid from this. We suck. Okay, you suck too. I was like, I'm like, man, I laughed.
Which is why I steered NERDSoul away from playing Marvel Rivals. I just feel like NERDSoul is a positive guy that does not need that stress in his life.
I will say this. One thing that I wish Marvel Rivals would do that Overwatch did. Overwatch is they knew how to make cinema. When you do something right, and nobody can deny when you earn play of the game. And they show that replay, you smoking somebody, everybody gotta watch it. Play of the game. Marvel Rivals create play of the game. Y'all can do it. Cause I know how to maybe some play of the games, but then I don't get MVP. You can win play of the game and don't win MVP. But your play of the game might have won the game. But nope, Rivals MVP.
So the best MVP for me is getting the dub. I don't care if I get MVP.
If I can get play of the game, if I can suck, but if you get play of the game, hey, I got that. But give me the dub. I don't care if I go 1-1. I don't kill nobody. If I'm a healer, I don't care if I get any kills. My goal is to keep people up. I ain't gonna lie. I talk both sides of my mouth. I play back on Cloak and Dagger. They got the double blind. I've been choking people out with Cloak. And I got the pimp suit skin now too. The pimp suit. I for now on, I only have the pimp suit skin for Cloak and Dagger. And I make sure that Cloak pops up. Because all you streamers, y'all only call Cloak and Dagger, and this ain't nothing sexist, but Cloak and Dagger are two people. Cloak is a brother. He exists. No matter how they attached in the lore or whatever, and they switch out, Cloak is not a thing that she puts on. Cloak is a man. He is a person. I know this is a fictional character.
He's separate from her for real. He walks around separate.
He's a person. That's his girlfriend or his good friend, however they want to put it. I change it in the books all the time. They were two separate people in the books, but their powers are related because they got them at the same time. I know. Old man talk about comics.
But he does exist as his own character, though. He's not attached to her hip like that, for real.
I mean, yeah, in real life, they're not attached to the hip like that. They just did it because Cloak and Dagger, they powers yin and yang, the black and white reference.
Yeah, it was cheaper for them to design it like that. That was a cost efficient thing.
And it's kind of
because he could very well be his own character. He don't need to be attached to her at all.
Exactly. But I'm glad they did because his powers are helpful to evade getting hit. So I enjoy Cloak and Dagger, especially since they buffed them. And I love making Spider-Man life hell. I love making any person life hell with her. But since we are rivals, I'm gonna speed this up. But since we got to get on that case, y'all, I watched the funeral of one said Eric Brooks.
Blade.
We know him better as Blade, Brother Blade. Brother Blade is in a bad spot, and Well, I'm gonna beg to differ that all the black characters are in a bad spot, except for the one weird person who don't touch grass, who learn how to overcome the hump with Black Panther. But I tell you, the learning curve for all three of the black characters are not easy. Blade is easy to use, but he don't have no. His survivability is so niche, and the way they explain the use of the shotgun, you got to be like, bruh. All right, all right, Richard Hamilton. Everybody know Rip Hamilton from basketball, right?
Yep, my
Rip
Detroit
couldn't really
Pistons.
shoot. Rip wasn't the best dunker, couldn't shoot a lot of threes. But what that brother could do.
But Rip was dope, man.
But from 15 feet and under, let's just say if it wasn't a dunk, he can dunk, but he wasn't like he wasn't gonna pull Tracy McGrady. But that brother was like 60-70% from 15 feet. You know what I'm saying? That mid-range shot, he can shoot a free throw all day long jump shot, and that's how he improved his game, because he used to try to be a shooter. Man, it's like he got to Detroit, he learned that pick and roll, and he became like Reggie Miller from like 20 feet and below, right? Could not
True
stop.
that,
Like,
true that.
I know this as a Laker fan because I saw it in my face. Rip could not be stopped. Rip was ripping it
I'm
off.
a Pistons fan. I remember when
So
the Lakers beat Shaq and Kobe's. I mean, the Pistons beat Shaq and Kobe's Lakers.
Bruh. And
When Shaq and Kobe was in their prime, the Pistons beat them.
Rip,
that's how that was.
Rip had unlimited energy, just like Blade. He fast. He can run around. His shotgun is so weird. You got to use it within a range for it to be effective. I don't know why. There's no way that the way they explain Blade's gun, it's not realistic. It's not realistic in a game where 12 people are moving. 6 people you got to shoot at are constantly moving around. When do you think you ever gonna hit that magical? It can't be too close. It can't be too far. It got to be just right. Goldilocks situation. When do you think you're gonna hit that with a gun like that to get the most maximum out of that gun? Whereas I'm not even mad at Elsa having all the sauce, but Elsa has a weapon that her and Blade use. Blade don't have that weapon, the living gun. They both should have it. Okay, overlap is fine because they both are monster hunters. You know, I mean, Bucky can uppercut, Cap can jump. You know, they can do some similar things. Not necessarily same powers, but you know what I'm saying? They gave Blade a trash gun. His sword has so much weird tech on it that it still works. Even though he's 350 HP, everybody focuses Blade for whatever reason. Now, yeah, you kind of like, you can't let him snowball, but Blade's survivability to me is a joke. His dash is not necessarily the best. You cannot whiff on it or you stuck out. He's not omnidirectional, and he has a trash gun. His ult also, you could just simply walk out of it for the most part. So his ult, you have to be very creative with it. And honestly, you need to focus on one person and not try to get the whole team. So it encourages you to play kind of selfish for self-survival. They really need to fix Blade. I ain't saying Blade got to be as cold as Elsa, but it's like Blade was supposed to be a big deal. They did all that in the lore. Elsa is a better pick. And a lot of people are the new character. And now this, like Marvel is reaching the point where new characters are power creeping the old characters. They kind of fixed Adam Warlock, gave him the ability to fly. Storm has a little bit of overshield, some self-sustain. She still flies like a weather balloon unless you dedicate it. But the game has got so many projectiles in it now that will make you feel it will. You gotta already have been you already had need to be a Storm main by now to get the effect of it. So we're at that critical point where it's like, if you feel pressure to want to learn to play a game, Storm, Black Panther, and Blade is not where you start. You have to have some skill. You got to get skill expression from other characters to learn how to even make those characters viable. And even people who seem to know how to play Black Panther, I don't have too much trouble killing them if I have just like one other person. You know, they look like they doing a lot, and then you go back to like, he wasn't really doing that much. So I ain't gonna say it's just racism. I'm just saying, what is it?
It's racism. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's racism. when none of the black characters are dope.
Even a white dude who said he was like, I was just looking through all the stuff and the streamers, Shout out to the black streamers who talking about. They was like, look, bro, I'm not saying this. And he went to the number one Blade player, and this other dude was like talking when he was like, bruh, Blade is my favorite player, and they doing him dirty because he black. And it was like a lot of people.
Right.
Shout out to all the black people. Y'all stayed on code. Y'all didn't say it per se. Y'all like, we gonna let other people say it this time because we know how people be reactive. And the number one Blade player, or the number one, he's in the top 3 at least. Now the white dude who was like one of the second Blade player or whatever, I don't know what, he must be getting paid by NetEase. He was like, oh no, it's he's busted in some ways of that. Bro, maybe for you, maybe you got the skill to make this happen.
If he was busted, he would get banned. They not banning him like that. They banning Penny Parker. He's not.
And
I don't care how they want to gaslight it, bro.
Bro, Daredevil
they can gaslight all they want to.
Daredevil gets overshield from touching you. He becomes a mini tank. Now, the first solution I heard, the best solution I've heard, just go ahead, make Blade a tank, up his HP, fix the gun, and if you got to make him fit within a tank, that might be the best way. Because as a DPS, you got too many, like there's too many things that counter him, that can move him, bump him, kill him. I mean, anything that's shooting his direction. And because maybe, I don't know, people like to kill the black character first. I don't know, man. Because it seems like when I play Blade, bro, everybody shoots.
Yo, racism be everywhere, man.
I be like,
they love to play that stuff out.
You would really take all 4, 5, 6 of y'all to shoot at me? Just let me play. Let me just fight the tank. Because he really like only effective against tanks right now. Anybody else that can move a little bit and got all, like, a good Bucky will waste a good Blade in a heartbeat. I mean, I'm not even joking. Like, if it's all skill equal, Bucky gonna win. Elsa gonna win. Spider-Man absolutely will win. Like, or any of the gun characters. Magic. I battled with some Magics. I won. It's hard though. If Magic is even remotely good and she got the space and the timing down, she gonna take you out. And you cannot whiff on anything. So, and I had those battles when I was like dedicated to learning Blade. I got okay with him because the suit is fire, his new classic skin. But once that joy wore off of me, and then they released Elsa, and then they released the patches or whatever, it's like you kind of feel it. You just feel it like Blade is cool. He is so undeniably cool. His voice actor, shout out to Gabe Kunda. He seems like a wonderful gentleman. I love watching his stream. He's not even the best player, but he plays Blade or whatever. I think he's going to stop because I think he plays other stuff. He just kind of comes on between gigs. Bro, he can't. He has trouble playing Go. You know what I'm saying? He's dedicated. He does the character. And it's like, bro, you have to be so dedicated to make those 3 black characters work. I think there's rumors maybe about season 10 or 12 we'll get maybe what's his name? Bishop is a rumor. Like, we probably, if you see maybe some artwork of Bishop in a couple of seasons, then that means
I don't want them to give us Bishop, and I'm gonna tell you why. Bro. Bishop, just between the 3 of us, Bishop is probably one of the most problematic characters for the X-Men. Like, Bishop is kinetic energy in the sense where he throws it back at you. You hit Bishop, he's just gonna send it back at you. That's his power, right? So he should be a tank.
He should be a tank.
Off top because of the way his power is in the lore, the actual X-Men cartoon. Bishop is from the future, first of all. Okay, all the X-Men are dead. He's from the future. Him and Cable, right? He actually raised Cable. Come on. Cable was a little kid. Bishop was a grown man when Cable made it to the future. Bishop helped raise that boy. But at the end of the day, Bishop is actually stronger than the X-Men. But they're not going to do right by him because he's black.
I think if they let him be a tank and be a tank with range, like say he's a stronger Penny Parker and can do deflect or something, I'll be happy with it. I just want to see a brother in the game, more brothers and sisters in the game. We know they're not going to get no more black women in the game. They're not going to do Misty Knight. They're not going
What other black female character should they give?
in
I
Marvel?
mean, they got Monica Rambeau, but they don't even
Yeah,
have
they
regular
could use
Marvel.
Monica.
This
Domino?
Domino. I don't know if she's
I
technically
don't think
the
Domino is a
original
sister
black,
though.
but they just did
Domino
that for
black.
the movie.
She
They
just
just did
light
that for
skinned,
the
but she black.
Oh, where? I always thought Domino was a
See, I didn't know if she was black in the comics.
was a male Cajun.
She's fair skinned.
Ah,
She just got
Well,
fair skin.
I can't
She's
really tell.
African descent.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, Domino,
I know
the
that.
character itself. Of course, like you got, we talking about
Now
the
they drew
same-
her as a white woman.
We talking about
They
the
drew her
same
as a white
people who took Stan Lee's art and made a lot of characters white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Stan Lee, first of all, X-Men is based off the Civil Rights Movement.
Yeah.
You got Professor X, who represents Martin Luther King, and you got Magneto, who represents Malcolm X. Even Stan Lee told us this. God rest his soul. Stan Lee came up with the X-Men world or universe. Mutants, so to speak, which is the black folks being discriminated against other people who are not mutants. And then you got Magneto and Professor Xavier who have the same, I'm on the phone right now, who have the same vision or love for their people, but they also have different ways of implementing it. Malcolm X is for, eye for an eye. Professor Xavier is turn the other cheek. But they both still love mutants. So let's just be honest here about who the X-Men actually are for real. From Stan Lee's mind and brain, that is Dr. King and Malcolm X. It's based off two black men. But what are they? White men. Magneto is a Russian man. He's a Russian man, and Professor Xavier is a white man.
And I will say, like they did, I'll give X-Men they props in the Krakoan era. They let your boy Bishop be sweet for like 2 seconds.
And Bishop had the dope hairstyle. I think, but I really do think that if we do get another black character, the smoke for Bishop is kind of like Bishop is probably gonna be it. Not that they're the people who saying it are like, oh, what black character's coming. It's just that Bishop is kind of in the poll. I think they know that he's popular. They love his look. He's an X-Men. X-Men are in. That he can be a tank. It solves another problem because we don't have enough tank variety yet, even though we're getting there. But we got way too many damage dealers who can blow up the screen. Really make me frustrated. I know we're gonna change, and we're gonna get ready to move on, and I'm just gonna say some other stuff.
So
the people
let me
who
ask
play,
you this. What would Cyclops be?
He gonna be DPS.
No, I mean just fair analysis. Cyclops' power is his eyes give you power from another dimension. He's bringing in energy blast from another dimension. It's not flames. It's not the laser beam.
Yeah, it's concussive
energy.
blast.
It's concussive blast, but that's from another dimension. The power is not. It's coming from. It's like a portal. His eyes are a gateway to another dimension. Okay, that's it though. How do you put that in Marvel Rivals?
Oh, that's easy. Like he's gonna have because remember he got trick shots. He got he can bend it. Like even though it is, but he done did stuff with them eyes that don't make no sense. Like he can do the reflector shot. He can do the hold where he's just gonna blow stuff away. Like it's gonna be Cyclops is easy. It's gonna be standard shot. He's gonna probably be sniper range. He's gonna probably have
like
short
his
a
mega
short
blast
burst,
or whatever.
like a shirt bust that can like kind of bump you, like kind of like maybe a AOE effect, like the reflector shot. He may have the movement shot like that he got from 97. And then he gonna have the behold. He probably gonna be and then they might give him his flash kick. They gonna give him some type of like uppercut or something. Not saying that they gonna do from Capcom, but they kind of ate from all the properties. So and then if he's DPS, he gonna have to have some type of like get off me. or let me start this combo to kind of like take you out. But I think they'll raise it. They was already mad that Gambit was a healer, but because of Rogue and his love for Rogue and how they changed it in the lore. And technically, if you got kinetic energy is just energy that transfers. So it could possibly heal.
I feel like they should put Professor Xavier in the game.
Oh, he's coming. Eventually, there's rumors he's coming.
And not,
he's gonna
and
be
not
the version.
wheelchair. Not wheelchair.
No, he's gonna be the version that walks. He's gonna be the version that walks.
The walking Professor X.
Yeah.
But what would his powers be?
Man, he
We
gonna
know
be
what his
just
powers
like
are,
Emma,
but what would his powers be in the game?
like Emma's, but worse, but stronger. Because it's
No,
gonna be.
she can go to diamond form. And she's a tank.
But I mean,
X
her
is not a tank.
But her ultimate
Professor
is
X.
but her ultimate is basically what his is going to be, but more. He's going to have probably more of that. Like I forgot whatever they added into him and his stuff, but I think he eventually gets there, and they're going to do some more stuff with it. I don't think he's going to be. I think we're going to see Bishop and stuff like that before we get to him. Like we're going to see Cyclops, Bishop, and stuff before we see him, just because. I mean, but I think eventually we get there because Magneto in the game, and he's, besides being slow, he's pretty damn dope. If you get Magneto down as a tank, you set to play every season.
Magneto's the best tank. He's the best tank.
If you literally can get Magneto down, if you can stand his slow play style, but if you got aim, you know how to time your resources, you are highly valuable. Like don't ever tank that.
I've been on Captain America a lot lately.
I love Captain America, but he's hard. Like I got Lord with him, but I wouldn't take him into rank. I'm not good enough rank. I just basically got it.
I've been when I knew I needed to learn how to play at least more than one tank because Penny keeps getting banned. I started playing with Cap, and I didn't realize Cap was what he was. So I'm not Lord with him yet because I only pick him when I have to. But I play fighting games, so I can work with Cap because Cap is just all hands, and he's just all hands.
If you get
straight, I'm talking about
cancel down, you can run a lot of stuff with him.
I don't use his dive as an attack. I use his dive as an escape mechanism. Oh, I'm getting beat up. I'm getting beat up. So I jump up and I'll dive away from them because I'm diving. I'm gonna get some distance away from them before they can get up. Unless I'm fighting maybe somebody who can like Spider-Man that could just follow me. But most people the thing what I do with Cap is I fight other tanks. I'm not the type of Captain America who goes after the healers.
Yeah.
No. I'm the Captain America because you're tank. When you're Captain America, you're a tank. Yeah. I'm going after things. I'm going after Hulk. I'm fighting Magneto.
I always go after things with Captain America because
but my thing is I'm fighting the tank as Captain America, not the healer. The reason I do that is because if I got the tank's attention, I'm not even trying to win the fight. I'm not trying to get the kill. No. Captain America don't put out that much damage. He doesn't his damage output isn't that good. He can sustain a lot of damage, but he can't. His punches and his shield bash don't do much.
There's the trick to do it. It's just hard.
It doesn't because somebody's always throwing heals at them. So
True.
My strategy is to distract the tank. If I got Hulk jumping away from me, because we're fighting, we boxing. I'm always boxing with Hulk. I'm always boxing with things when I'm Cap. I want them to focus on me, right? And then I'll jump. I'll do his victory leap, and I'll jump away. And I want them to come after me because I want that ego. I want you to get your ego up. Oh, this Cap. No, we gotta get rid of Cap. Gotta get rid of Cap. I want you to think that because if I can reposition the tank, then the tank's not taking up space, and my team has that space.
You know who I go after when I'm Captain America? Daredevil. Because he straight up can kind of not die against Daredevil.
If they picked him, yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I make sure to go after Daredevil because he don't just melt.
Or in a sense, a DPS.
Yeah.
So in other words, as Captain America, usually when I'm Jeff and Captain America's on the screen,
Captain America is targeting me. Every Captain America that I fight against, because I'm playing with Jeff most of the time, they trying to kill me. And then when I started playing with Captain America, I really started because I couldn't play with Penny no more. That's my only tank with Penny Parker. They keep banning her. Okay, well, I got to learn how to play with another tank because I can't play with Penny. Not because I can't play with her. They're not letting me play with her. So I started playing with Cap. I got better and better, but because I play fighting games, I know how to fight. If anything, I know how to fight. I know how to throw hands. So at the end of the day, if that's what Cap does, he's just throwing hands all day. All right. Well, I ain't trying to get a bunch of kills. I'm trying to maintain space. I don't go after the healer because they gonna self-heal. I don't got time for that. I'm not sweating like that. I want the tank's attention and the DPS attention.
What I love
when I'm Cap.
When you play with same people who realize what you do with Cap, you can have the lowest numbers with Cap, but people will always thank you. And
because you stalling the mission vehicle.
You stall the space, or if you can hold till your team get back, and then if you can
exactly.
then you get the assist kill. You may not get the final blow, but
I
you can get a lot of assist kills.
Here's what happens a lot. A lot of people don't pick Doctor Strange to do teleport. So I got Cap, right? They done killed us all. I'm talking about knocked us all off the map. I will run over there. I'm talking about diving, jumping, and running over there with Cap. Just to stall for time. I'm not trying to fight 1 versus 6. But if I keep doing that victory leap, putting up my shield, and make sure I face them with my shield up, because your shield do you no good if they're hitting you in the back. I make sure I'm near a health pack. I'm not trying to kill nobody. I'm trying to stall so these slow pokes get from the spawn point and come to either the vehicle or the mission area, whatever we doing, so that we can survive this match and get to the next one. And I've done that so much that they were like, yo, your Cap skills is dope, man. You OP with Cap. It's like, I'm smart with Cap.
Chase Spider-Man down. I can protect my healers. I can survive Hawkeye. I can fight other tanks. If you could get Cap is one of those people. If you get good with Cap, you are a good player. Because he looks like he's like Cap. When I say Cap is the same in every game of media. He just tried, true, and reliable. And if you get good with his reliability, you good. You solid.
Like, I love Cap on Cosmic Invasions. Look,
exactly.
That shield
and reliable.
Bro, that shield ricochets off of everything.
That shield never runs out. It never runs out.
Infinite. It's an infinite. It's the same thing on Rivals. His shield is infinite. All I gotta do is punch you one time. The next hit is a shield. And if I'm surrounded by 5 of y'all because y'all jumping me, that shield finna bounce off all of y'all.
It's like once you get the shield timing down, like it's always hard to get. Sometimes not the easiest for me to get the free shields, but when you do, you double punching. It's weird with them, but that's my Rivals thoughts. Blade, I think they purposely never gonna fix Blade. They don't want Blade to shine.
Nah, they don't never want to see him shine, man.
And to be fair, you can't Blade if you got Black Panther with that speed. Yes, you cannot make him busted. But he also, you can do something to make it just. I know every character can't be easy to learn, but
Black Panther is a high skill ceiling player though. Character.
Wow, like man, look, I'm gonna just say, look, man, let us be fly. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want us to shine, man. So.
Yeah, they don't never want to see us shine. Oh man, I mean, you know what? Normally I throw in some FGC stuff, but you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing about the FGC this time. I ain't gonna mess with y'all today. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm gonna say some good stuff about the FGC. Well, it's tangentially related. The Mortal Kombat 2 trailer is really good. I actually like it. I liked it a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'll say about it. That's the only FGC stuff I'll say. It's really good, and I like it. Way better than I thought it would be. And you know what? I'm ready to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to see what they got. But no, I'm not going to talk about Evo. I'm not going to talk about people. I ain't gonna talk about none of that. I'm gonna just leave it at, you know what? Trailer look good. You know what I'm saying? The movie looks great. I'm ready to see it. You know what I'm saying? No more. And that's what it's all about. So I'll throw it to Coop. Coop, final thoughts, and where can they find you? Oh, Coop.
I think Coop got disconnected. I think.
Oh, Coop. Hold on, let me see. Coop done left the party. All right. Well, then in that case, I'll give it the open
I think he
mind.
got disconnected. Um, Open Mind, spell it with a Y, 82 at TikTok. Open Mind, spell it with a Y, 82 at YouTube. These are my two gaming channels. I've been working on trying to get my TikTok live to work. I've been going live on TikTok, but my screen has been black and can't figure out how to get the the screen to show. But I'm still going live on YouTube, so y'all can catch me there. It's a game that I accidentally purchased that I did not mean to purchase. It's called Blaze Blue Entropy Effect. It's a Metroidvania game with Blaze Blue characters. If anybody knows what Blaze Blue is, it's a fighting game. Pretty dope. I was playing it earlier live. I did not mean to buy this game. I was just looking at it in the PlayStation Store, and I meant to click off of it, and it says "Thank you for your purchase." And I'm like, "What? I didn't want to buy this game. I was just wanting to look at the trailer." So I accidentally spent $30 on this game I didn't intend to buy. So I now since I bought it, I gotta play it now. But it's so far it's pretty dope as far as like the visual effects. Very
Y'all can
pretty
hear
looking.
me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got you. We got you now.
See,
Yeah.
I start talking about Blade, and that ease put the can on my modem. Like my internet literally just stopped, and it was showing that it was working, but it's like nope. So I'm on my phone. So
They don't want to see
Maybe-
none of us shine.
But anyway, the game is called Blaze Blue Entropy Effect. I guess I didn't mean to buy it. It was just an accidental press of the button. But I was playing it on my live stream. Y'all can check it out on my YouTube page. It actually looks very pretty. But I was not my intention to buy it. I was just in the PlayStation Store looking at game trailers to kind of like see, do I want to buy it? And I was just trying to press off of it to go to the next game, and I accidentally hit the purchase button. That's just what happened. I didn't mean to buy this game. I'm not even promoting it. But since I accidentally spent my money, I'm gonna play it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? We're like, because no refund. But other than that, man, I am disappointed in 2XKO. Must say this. I know me and NERDSoul did a video about this earlier. It's been 2 months now, or almost 2 months. We still haven't gotten a new character release. We still have no content, and I'm already tired of playing it online. I am. I am a platinum 3, almost a diamond 1, whatever their ranking system is. I am bored of 2XKO.
Wow.
I don't want to play it no more. It's not that the game is trash. It's that it's repetitive now, and it's nothing else to do but fight other people. And they're already sweaty, they're already toxic, and the game is not even 2 months old yet.
Dang, man.
And yeah, I don't know what's going on over at Riot Games. I'm not saying 2XKO is dead. I'm saying I'm not playing it like that. I'm not finna be putting out clips like that, and I'm not finna be grinding it like that. Like, I still play Street Fighter 6. I was playing Street Fighter 6 before we started recording this episode. And then NERDSoul sent me the link, and I turned Street Fighter. I wasn't playing 2XKO. I was playing Street Fighter 6. That's the extent of how I feel about 2XKO. I don't hate the game. I hate the fact that even though they just laid all these people off, they're still not giving us no content. So I'm done with it. I'll play it here and there. It'll sit in my library. It's free anyway. It's not like I wasted any money. So I can't wait till Invisible Versus drops, and I can't wait for Avatar, the fighting game, to drop. We finally have a release date for Marvel Tokon. It's August 6th. That's the actual release date. So it's not something I got to think about right now. But I can have 2 other games to play up until August, which is Invincible Versus and Avatar the Fighting Game. I know NERDSoul is gonna at least play Avatar the Fighting Game. So
At the very least.
I
So
can't lie.
yeah, I don't see
Avatar looks
NERDSoul
pretty
because
good, man.
Invincible is too bloody and gory, and I know he don't want that for little man. But definitely
Yeah, because I'll
Avatar
only be
fighting
able to
game.
play that when he's not around. I won't be able to play it
Yeah,
like that.
and yeah, it's too. I know how you and your wife are about that boy. Y'all don't let him see nothing crazy. So at the very least, me and NERDSoul will be able to give y'all some type of commentary, some type of presentation on Avatar the fighting game. Because that's going to also be one of those directional input modern control type games. Just so y'all know,
they're
it's
gonna hate that.
Yeah, it's gonna be modern controls. It's not gonna be direction. It's not gonna be motion inputs, classic controls. It's actually gonna be launched at modern controls. Just so y'all know. So we don't need this from the FGC. All right, pass the mic to Coop.
Are we
Cool.
doing
Final thoughts? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
final thoughts. As far as ToeCon, I'm just gonna say shout out to Orgies Arcade. I kind of love when he do this. Sometimes I don't. Like I said, I'm not an FGC guy, but I do have interest in this because it's Marvel. He actually did a good explanation of how he think that what may come of the teams and how they showed through the media. Like, okay, they're putting emphasis on these 5 characters, and they just did the reveal of the X-Men team. Shout out to the creators of ToeCon, Arx's Works, by being a little weird and unconventional. They made Logan a tank, kind of. I like that because it makes sense by his lore. He's a tank that can kind of move. Like, the man really weighs like 500 pounds, muscled up, short ball of anger. So he should have some like tanking abilities, and he don't have to be like his Marvel versus Capcom 2 counterpart. Like, look, y'all, that's my favorite fighting games. Last one I bought. This is Arxis. I need you fighting people, not these 2 brothers here, to quit. Be like, Capcom. It's not Capcom. It's Arxis work. Y'all got to stop this. They are not beholden to Capcom. They're their own Japanese company that competes with Capcom. They don't have to do nothing.
Let me
Capcom
ask you something, cool, real quick. Between you and Open Mind, do you think that some of this hate that ToeCon is getting is people just simply mad that it's not a Capcom game?
Yeah, that's a part of it. They mad that it's not.
Yeah,
They're not aping. They're not aping. If anything, if it's not because it's Capcom, because it's not aping the movements and what they're familiar. When it's a whole nother company, I'm sorry, y'all. 2 artists can draw the same Logan the same way.
And here's another thing that it is. It's what Coop just said. Coupled with modern controls.
Yeah. So modern controls, and it will still have directional input, but it's a different game.
The directional inputs is modern control.
Yeah,
that's the point.
So
it's not going to be no quarter circle forward, charging back and up. It's not going to be traditional classic input to do the moves for your characters. It's going to be modern controls, which is forward, and there's going to be a special move button. When you press it in neutral, it does a special move. You
and
press
a
back
lot
and special move button. Forward, down, that's what it's going to be. One button.
A lot of stuff
that's modern
that
control.
we have mentioned over and over again. And if you listen to Max, look, I like Maximilian. Got no problems with the man. Since y'all don't want to listen to us, listen to some of these bigger people who actually use common sense. It comes down to money. They want fighting games can no longer exist as niche things as much as these things cost. So yes, they're going to make the love for the fighting game community, but they want a person like me, quite frankly, who really don't give a damn about fighting games and don't really have to kowtow to fighting games to get their kicks, because I get my kicks from Marvel Rivals, I get my kicks from something else, or beat 'em ups or something else weird. I fit in that space, but if they know that they can get me or more Marvel fans, they know that this game can last a long time and it can keep going to Evo. Arxis didn't make this game for just say 2 million people, because the fighting game community
for the world, bro.
They try to make it to maybe reach beyond as much as Street Fighter 6 numbers, and that's hard to do because
I say they're trying to make Marvel ToeCon the one game that's not niche.
Yes, they're trying
because fighting games are niche, right?
And
they're trying to turn it into a game that's if they can, they're probably not going to do it, but their goal is to make Marvel ToeCon not niche.
There
But
absolutely is not their goal, because Street Fighter 6, the numbers came out, it sold like 6 million. When a fighting game gets beyond, like, say, a million or two, it is usually a massive hit, especially for a
yeah,
big company like Capcom. But how did they do that? Modern controls. They changed the look. They put more
yeah,
of that. What was weird in Street Fighter 3 that's now beloved, they amplified it, which, whether if you want to say the hip hop culture, street culture, or made it more grounded and relatable. They let the characters age. They let the characters age with the people who played the game. You can still get classic, but they actually say, all right, y'all, these are our legendary characters. Let's show them they did these nuances and touches that's very human relatable. So therefore, I don't even play the game, but I own the game because it was something that's from when I was like, what, 90, 93, like 9, 10. That's 34 years ago. So these are legendary characters. So what do you do with Marvel characters? Everybody knows MVP. You know, that goes, Street Fighter Legacy goes into Marvel, to the series thing. They're related because it's Capcom, all that. Different, fighter. Tokon ain't got that. But Arxis has a reputation of being well made and thoughtful, even from the stuff they do with River City Girls. Look, I spend money with Arxis. They buy properties that I do love and will support in that way. So I do believe in the quality that they do for some of their stuff. They don't always do it in-house, like what they did with Double Dragon Gaiden, but it's well done. And they still putting DLC out for this little weird chibi brawler that I like, that is the closest that you go get to Double Dragon, to the real Double Dragon. So it's just like Arxis care about their stuff. People got to give them some grace and understand it ain't always about you, boo, as some people say. As they say, it ain't always about you, boo. I forgot my teacher used to say that. It ain't always about your thinking. It ain't about your old way of thinking from when you was a kid. They got to get new people in the game. We may not understand new kids, whatever, but this is what they like. This is like, oh, this is cool.
Coop, can I say this?
Sure.
Half the people that's complaining, the ones you talking to, they're not going to Evo. They're not even going to Evo. They're not getting the invite. Nobody knows who they are. Never heard of them. Their channel is struggling with 5 and 6 views on their little videos that they put out. Bless their little hearts, right? And they're the ones that are the loudest in the comment sections of these,
because they've been told that's what they're supposed to do. I got it because such and such grifter told me I must do this. I know, because they love to say value and skill expression from fighting games to Marvel Rivals. Oh my God! If I have to hear the word value,
if you just click on the pages of some of these people, you'll go to the comment section under a certain, where you see a controversial comment, right? That person may have 500 likes on their comment. Click on their YouTube page. They have 3 followers.
It's just, it's weird.
You see what I'm saying? They're happy to get their comment noticed. Let alone they have zero.
So sorry, y'all.
No video.
And I know I kind of just sidetracked. So I am going to look into telecom. Just that. My last little thoughts. As far as beat 'em up games, Towerborn is dope. Online, it's like online. It's like online 1.0. It's kind of weak, but if you got friends who have the game that's particular, great, cool. You can enjoy it. I can't because I don't know nobody got the game. So I'm gonna have to go find me a Towerborn group and see if I can find non-weirdos if they want to play. I'm gonna just have to play as much as I can, tolerate by myself, and hopefully I might have to turn the game on easy because it is kind of lean to being need to play with. Not say need to, but it's designed for more than one person. But I will say this: games like this, they let this happen through some stages that one of the NPC characters will play with you because it's within the story. That helps a lot. Yo, if you are gonna do the online thing, next update, give me a feature where I can have an NPC person at all times. They don't let the NPC person die like in a Marvel Alliance because your NPC characters just die because you got to switch to them. You can't switch between your NPC. So just let me have an NPC person. I know that sounds sad, pathetic, or whatever, but it's cool to play with somebody else on this game. And it also helps a little bit because the stages when you ain't got them and you play a boss, oh my God, you're gonna have to play like Elden Ring. You're gonna be rolling to dodge all the time. Like I will stall them out you gotta play, you gotta use your head, you gotta think, and don't let the characters big body you. But that's neither here nor there. It's still an 8, 7 to 8 is a good thing. I played the demo. Me and Mike played the demo for Scott Pilgrim. I like it.
I'm playing it right now.
I'm not hard to please with Scott Pilgrim. It's actually, when I said, I know Mike kind of laughed, but it is a little bit easier than the first game. I can tell it's probably gonna be really hard in some spots, but the system and the RPG of this, trust me, I can tell you it's going to be more accessible than that first game. That first game is not easy. Like that's a dedicated beat 'em up that you gotta learn what you're doing in the RPG system. This one, it's not as probably as flexible, but it is like you still got to go buy stuff to power your character up or learn what each one do. But you can't have a whole reservoir of stuff to take with you. It seems like it, unless that's going to change out the demo. But the music, the vibe, if you like the comic book. I don't like the movie of Scott Pilgrim. I know there's some 30-year-olds probably shaking their fish at me. I always hated the comic book, the movie. They crammed the whole 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books in 2 hours. That should not be done. The cartoon, the books, and the game is the best way, in my opinion, to experience what the fun 2010s, early 2000s vibe of Scott Pilgrim is. This game is a continuation of this after the Netflix series. I just love that something like Scott Pilgrim can exist as continuations of itself in different mediums, and it hits and it works. So shout out to Brian O'Malley. He went from he called himself a failure. I never think he really failed, but I know he went through a dry period until Scott Pilgrim hit. I'm always think it's cool when to see something you give your life to, your soul to, your time to, and then it becomes this massive thing. Shout out to the creator Dan. That's another thing that just kind of like hit like that after a person got early success, that they went through a bad period and then they probably matured and got and things hit. So I'm gonna get it day one. I'm gonna be playing this entire born to take away my pain from Marvel Rivals, because even if I do rank up each season, I don't know if I want to keep doing it. I don't know how long I can tolerate trying to do the rank up each time. But if y'all give me the gold,
they're gonna keep resetting it.
Bro, I don't want to go back. If the moment I touch bronze is the day I quit playing rank for Marvel Rivals. I'll keep playing it. I'll keep yelling at people and turning off my comments. I am a little toxic when it comes to that game, but I do like getting the gold skins now. I miss the rogue skin, but they dirty. They make you play 10 rank. Even if you hurry up and get your gold rank or whatever, they don't give you the second thing because you got to play 10 more games no matter what. I don't even think you got to keep gold. Long as you play 10 more matches on the second half of a season to get the next reward. So it really is that stick and carrot. And like the Elsa one wasn't that much. And they don't really clearly explain this until after people ask the questions. I missed out on the gold rogue skin, the checkerboard skin, that match with Remy. I got the Remy one, but I like to match with my rogue players. And if you play rogue, sometimes I'm like, what? I'm a Lord Gambit. I'm gonna go ahead and play Gambit. That's team synergy because they have a little team up that makes rogue more sustainable. So I try to be a good teammate, but I like to look fly. I like, if you got the fit, I might play rogue. I like it adds to it. But yeah, Rivals is a pain. It's a pain. It's a good pain. If they keep adding characters that I care about, I already know who the next one. Everybody knows who the next one's gonna be. It's unofficial, but it's not unofficial because they data mine these things to death now. There's a whole channel that's dedicated to it. It's gonna be Black Cat and White Fox. I know you're gonna be like, who the hell is White Fox? She's one of Luna Snow's their baby, one of the admins, her teammate in the comics. So she is a Marvel character. She's not popular per se like that. Black Cat is. That's a Spider-Man character. She's probably gonna be DPS. White Fox should be healer, because that's literally in her power set, I think, a part of it. So they're just gonna kind of run with it. If you went with everybody's true power set, I mean, Loki is a god. He'll be able to stomp a lot of people, but he's a healer. But he can stomp people because he can copy their powers for his own. So they kind of got Loki lore accurate, minus, his super strength, but he kind of really, he never really gonna die. And it's funny to him, all that. But White Fox, I'm glad that we're probably gonna get another healer, because Elsa, after adding her to straight DPS, Deadpool is a tank that is a DPS, and he's a healer that really is still quasi DPS. I mean, I play him as I got Lord Heal Pool already. I play him as a tank, as a healer. His DPS version sucked, and I'm glad everybody see that. And yeah, shouts out to all the losers who play Deadpool as a DPS, knowing good and well he don't last as a DPS. He dies as a DPS. And if you're not good with him in there, you just taking up space. Play Healer Pool. He does the same thing but better. Why do you play the worst version of him? I don't know. I don't know why you would do it.
Toxic, man. They toxic.
Bruh, he literally self-sustains and keep you up if you play, and he gets powerful enough to get kills as a healer. DPS pool is completely being a selfish butthead.
And I know when you play, trying to end the show. That's why I want to get started.
If you play DPS Deadpool, shame on you. You need your whatever you play on need to go out for a week because you are wasting space. There are very few reasons to play that man unless you're trying to be MVP and get the kills and you selfish. You completely a selfish human being and you need to be stopped.
They're all selfish though. Cool. It's like talk about the toxic Marvel Rivals community. They're not good. These are some of the worst people in the world, man.
The toxic people who stream the man, even like, all right, y'all. In fact, they don't even like Deadpool because they can't be a DPS because he kind of sucks as a DPS. Like you have to do. He's like being a white blade if you play him as DPS because he can die and he can't wipe out everybody or do weird stuff. He can't do weird stuff. Because he can't wipe out people like say Spider-Man and do that. You have to be like he's bouncy, he's quick, but he's not fast. Like Deadpool is not fast. He got that goofy walk. He can jump, but he's a zoner and he's like a zoner and a spacer. He's not a quick boom. I'm gonna hit you in your face, knock you out type of guy. You gotta dead it. Like you gotta get power. You gotta each time you lose your ult with him. He's funky in that way that. You got to pick your spots with him, but you got to hurry up and pick. So you can't play him as a regular DPS.
I'm stuck on White Blade.
Bro, he's White Blade because he can die. He literally can die just as fast as Blade. The only thing he can do is if he hide in the corner in maybe 5 seconds, you get your energy back. But literally, if you're Deadpool, he's one of the characters everybody's trying to kill because he's Deadpool. So you have to go run and hide, and that makes you ineffective. When you could just be healer pool and bring yourself back and everybody else. Like your circle is powerful as a ultimate. But when I see DPS Deadpool, I get so angry. I'd be like, get off there. I really want to get off of the character right now. I'll take him. All right? Because no. Hell no.
The white blade.
I really don't remember I really don't know when I played with a DPS Deadpool when we win. I don't think I ever really win with DPS Deadpool. And that's all my thoughts for today. I'm sorry, man. It's just I see DPS Deadpool. Take DPS Deadpool off the game. Give him blade katanas. Give those katanas the blade. Get rid of DPS Deadpool. Don't even have him as an option.
The white blade.
Anyway, where can they find you?
Find me on Blurred ISH March 28 in Baton Rouge at Rally Cap for another animated night. Shout out to everybody who came and watched. We only got to show the first movie of Afro Samurai, but time ran out. Shout out to our host for cooking some wonderful jambalaya. Gave everybody doggy bags to take home. It was fun. Brought it back after a few months break. Probably going to run it through the summer. Not going to fight against football season again. So you like anime, you like manga, you like a bookstore being open and a pop-up open for you, please follow and check us out. Support my homie James at Red Stick Reads. Support when we do these events if you local. If y'all say y'all like these things, you got to come out and support. If you don't, I'm not going to beat my head up on the wall and do them. I like to be cut and dry about that. Don't be like the gamers and cry about everything and then you don't support nothing. Like you can come in for free.
What you need to do is make this and then you make it down by it.
You need to have all this and stuff. Like, man, like look, not even no knock to the cosplayers because they was me and my homie, it was actually like, y'all gonna have cosplayers. If y'all want to set up a table and sell, cosplay away. We focusing on vending. Like we ain't about to do all of that. Y'all go support as it is, support our hosts, buy some food, sell your wares. Dance at your table and your cosplays all you want, and we taking the judgy element out of it. You know, I'm not saying that judging cosplays is cool, but this is all ages. Not trying to get into all that. Just want people to come have a good time. So that's all I got.
Well, guys, look, that's it. I ain't gonna do you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Look, you done heard it from here. You done heard it from us. You know the real deal. The real deal Holyfield, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you ain't gonna get nothing else from Xbox. All right? And you ain't look.
No, you not.
It's you just gonna have Gamepads. That's it. Which I don't think is a bad product. I do think 50 is high, but I mean, hey, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? People be acting like we ain't in a recession. So with that said, of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time that you have a katana blade in the ice age and in the beach, and it's like bros beating you up and trying to hit you and stuff, and there's shorties with headbands trying to punch you too, but you still doing like cool flip kicks. We're just saying peace.
Hey man, Scott Pilgrim about to take off again. Telling you, hit indie game, kind of quasi indie, but not indie.